Welcome in everyone to Nixa Live production for this week's pregame show. Week 2 action between the Nixa Eagles and the Neosho Wildcats, brought to you by Air Services. I'm Ryan Swanson, next to my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Aiden, let's talk about the game. What do you think?
So first thing we're going to talk about each team's Week 1 game. Nixa, very good win, 14-7 against Webb City, arguably one of the best teams in the state. And then Neosho took a tough loss against Willard, 28-21. So both teams were within one touchdown of losing their game. So we're just going to break down each game and talk about the good and bad we saw in the games. First thing we're talking about Nixa is their defense. They locked down one of the best teams in the state to only 7 points. That's very impressive for this Nixa Eagles team. Usually they're an offensive team, not a defensive team, but their defense showed out even when their offense couldn't to start off this year. So, and we're going to look at Neosho, 28-21. They gave up 5 touchdowns against a really, really good Willard team, better than we've seen in a while. And so Willard is going to be a team that we could see win some games in the COC. So what did you see throughout Nixa and Webb City?
One thing that I saw was, one, like you said, the defense, but more specifically is the secondary. There wasn't a lot of passing plays, but the few there were really good, and the run defense was really good in the red zone. You know, in the middle of the field, can be worked on a little bit. Open field was a little bit of a problem, but when we able to get some big fourth down stops, especially late in the game when it was between one touchdown, a really close game, we're able to lock it down. They played great inside the 20.
Yeah, Nixa, 76% on the run. Haven't really used that pass game that much, but when they did, it seemed pretty lethal. 11.6 yards average when completion in that big touchdown. Michelle, that big pass around Michelle right before that touchdown. So the passing game showed its strengths, but we just didn't call much play calling. So I think we trust our run game way more than we did against our pass game.
And one thing I real quickly want to mention about the pass game was, even with that, with the 11.6 averages, there were 2 plays that could have made that even more, which was the missed corner over the middle of the field and then the overthrown ball to Wyatt Vincent. If those 2 connected, both of those are touchdowns. We win by 3 scores, and the pass game looks even better. Looks better on the stat sheet than it did that one. I think there's a lot of improvement for those 2 guys. We're just gonna have to see as we get later into the season.
Yeah, Neosho was a 61% pass in their game against Willard. They averaged 3.9 yards upon completion throughout the game. So we're gonna see them passing a lot. They run that 2-by-2 formation. 40% of the time they have a pass play. 2-by-1 formation, 58% of the time they have a run play. So we can just read their defenses, read their formations, see what we can do. We'll see what we can see throughout the game, and we can tell us a lot about what play they're going to run.
One guy I really do want to talk about for the Nixa Eagles, senior running back Malachi Ryder, had a great starting performance. First time playing in the state of Missouri, transfer for Kentucky. He's actually pursuing wrestling, but joined the football team and made a big difference, especially with Dylan Rivera being out.
Yeah, but back to our defense throughout the game. Webb City averaged 3.8 yards per carry, and that run offense they use has been implemented in the Webb City football program for years on years on years and years and years. So it works. It works all the time, and it was working until the defense finally got that flair, started laying down big hits, started forcing penalties on the offense, and then it was all Nixa momentum after that second touchdown to Rylan Michelle. And the Webb City run game is just so good, but that Nixa defense locked down, and that's what impressed me most about Week 1 is how big our defense stepped up when our offense couldn't produce as much as they usually do.
And especially with all the questions we had coming into the season about the D-line. The D-line played great, but even if the run game for Webb City got past the D-line, the linebackers in the second layer really did a good job making sure nothing else got through for any big gains. And holding Webb to 7, regardless, is going to be a huge accomplishment and something you can definitely keep your head held high about.
Yeah, Neosho is not a blitz-heavy team, and we talked about Nixa's O-line so much, about how good it is. And did we have a sack in that Week 1 game? I can't remember.
I think we had one, and that was Parker Mann, I think.
Well, I'll talk about on offense. Did we allow a sack at all? I don't think that offensive line is just so lethal. So many great players, and Neosho only blitzed 27% of the time against Willard. So we're going to be looking out to see if they blitz a little bit more and push that offensive line to their limits. But that offensive line is just, man, if you're any defense, you do not want to face that offensive line.
And it was very different seeing Nixa go run heavy against Webb instead of throwing the ball. But one thing I do want to mention is Neosho allowed all of their touchdowns, all 4 of the touchdowns for Willard, were on the ground. Neosho allowed 4 touchdowns on the run. So this could be another week where we see a very run-heavy Eagles team. Just let Drew and Nate still comfortably get into what it's like to play on Friday nights, and just let the running backs go to work. Let Spencer work, let Malachi, let Kevon. There's even talks of maybe Dylan Rivera coming back this week. We don't know for sure. But But that would be great for all 4 of those guys to get reps. It's going to be a very lethal run game for the Eagles.
Yeah, we'll talk about predictions later, but I think we all have Nixa winning by a good margin. So I think by the time that we get from a comfortable lead, we're going to start throwing the pass game more, just going to start testing out plays just to see how Drew and Nate look in that pocket. And I think this is a great game to have week 2. You get to experiment after you get a good lead. I mean, Neosho, they could surprise us all and make it a close game. And if they do, maybe we just stick to the run game. But I think once we get that good enough lead, we'll ease into that pass game.
And one thing you do want to do with Neosho is not underestimate them. I mean, they're a team that can definitely make some big plays downfield later in the game and just surprise everyone. One thing I also do want to note is Nixa has won their last 8 road games. The last time they lost was at Joplin back in the season, in the 2021 season, 2022. I think it was the 2022 season was the last. It was 2021. My bad. 2021 season was the last time the Eagles lost on the road, and the last time they went to Neosho won 50-24. This team's very good on the road. It's very hard to make this team struggle in a packed home environment.
Yeah, and even when we're not on the road, even when we're not playing at Eagle Stadium, our crowd travels so well, and you can feel like an away game is the home game, and that's what Nixa loves about the community. They will travel hours and hours and hours just to support their sports teams, and that's what Nixa football, Nixa basketball, everyone, that's what they love about the community. And Neosho, with all that pressure, what are they going to do? Because they were down 45-14 last year at halftime before last year, and that's just so hard when you're not used to winning, can't really get momentum, but that's just so hard to face, especially on this hard Nixa Eagles team.
And we talked about it a little bit off air. This is one of the harder starts out of the entire conference for any team. I mean, you got to play well, but then you have to have Nixa at home, opening up your season after a loss at home against Nixa, who is one of the best ranked teams in the state, currently sitting 6th in the Class 6 polls. I mean, it's definitely going to be hard to make this game close. If they do, they can maybe find a way to get this within 7, maybe 1 or 2 scores. And if they're able to do that, that would be something to be very praised about, being able to hold that if they can make it close. We'll see what's going to happen, though, because anything can happen.
All right, I think that's all we have for the first segment. We're going to head back into the film room to break down some plays that you're going to see throughout the game. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the film room. We're going to look at some plays and break them down. You might see these in games. 2 big plays from Nixa's offense right here. First, we're going to look at, we got trips out left here. You want to keep your eye on Rylan Michelle. He's that second receiver in the slot there. All right, Drew Blevins takes the snap. What you're going to see here is Rylan Michelle is going to, this is an option play. So what you're going to see is you're going to see Rylan Michelle block for a run. And you're going to see Wyatt Vincent, he's going to go up the middle. He's going to run a post route to the midfield. So once Rylan Michelle sees that there's nobody running the ball, that's his cue to go ahead and hit that wheel route for the route. Wyatt Vincent is going to take that cornerback with him. That cornerback's going to stay glued to Wyatt Vincent's hip, so that gives so much room for Rylan Michelle to get through. He gets past his defender, and there's so much open space, and just a beautiful throw piercing through 2 defenders by Drew Blevins. That's a great play. We're going to take another look at it from the drone angle up high. So once it's in, you're going to look at it. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see Rylan Michelle, Wyatt Vincent to the right. And you also see Kevon Flint to the left of Rylan Michelle on your screen, but he's actually to the right of Rylan Michelle in real life. So what you're going to see is like I mentioned, is that defender on Wyatt Vincent is going to stay glued to him the whole time. All right, now we're going to see here. And now we have 3 open people here. There are so many options because Wyatt Vincent, if Drew Blevins hits a good ball, Wyatt Vincent can catch that. And also we have Kevon Flynn as a safety right here. He can get a catch. He'll probably get a good 10 yards. This is a 3rd and 13 play, so they had to get the first down. He sees Rylan Michelle. The defenders see him. That defender right there breaks. That defender right there breaks towards Rylan Michelle, but it just isn't enough because a beautiful throw between 2 defenders gets the job done. So we're going to look at another play to Rylan Michelle, but this one ended in a touchdown. So we're just going to look at it, and we'll break it down from the drone view. Once again, Drew Blevins, 2 tight ends in motion, and we're going to talk about what their job was the whole time just in a second. And just wide open, and you wonder how that can happen, and we're going to break it down perfectly. So if you see right here, there's going to be 2 tight ends right there that are going to go into motion. And you're going to see that real quick. Yeah, they're going to go into motion, and then you're going to see that D end. He's going to scoot over as soon as he sees those tight ends sit, because that means that that's his job now. And that the tight end's job now is just going to be to block whoever is in front of them. So they're going to take out that guy in front of them. That tackle's going to go diagonal and take care of the guy in front of the guard. The guard's then going to swing around and block for anybody. They're going to want to make them think that this is a run play. And that's exactly what they did to Webb City, and that's how this play broke down so much. That guy's going to go around and make sure that nobody can get to the runner, even though there isn't a runner, but they're just trying to trick him. He's going to go around, and as you see, fake the handoff, and you're going to watch that high safety right there, number 33, as I'm circling him on your screen. He realizes that it's not. Rylan Michelle is already gone, and it's a wide open, easy 6 points for this Eagles offense. Just like that. So now we're going to pass it on here to Ryan Swanson, and he's going to hit us with 2 Nixa defensive plays.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a look at 2 defensive plays for the Nixa Eagles for some plays where they maybe could do a little bit better on the run game, because we saw that a lot. And Webb, a couple of plays they could have done better. And knowing Neosho, what happened last year, just want to take a couple of plays on the defense. First play, we're going to watch it here on the wide angle, then break it down on the drone view. Split back formation, we saw this a lot. You had the motion. And here's the handoff here. Great play by Webb City, but let's go ahead real quick. Let's break it down. See what we can do better on this one. So first thing we want to do is watch these 3 guys. We have the linebacker here. We have this corner here and the running back right here. As you're going to see, wide receiver comes out in motion. You saw that earlier. Also about this play is what you're going to see is these 2 have a double team on the outside D end. See the linebacker come in, and then you're going to see the center actually go up into the second layer and make a big block on the other linebacker here. And you're also going to see this corner. This corner is actually on a blitz call right here up on the line. So you're going to see him come around and get into the backfield. And you're also going to see back here that this safety, what you think is that his eyes are on the running back, and that's where he's watching, because they're going to disguise this to make it look like a pass play on the outside, which is something really good Webb City does. And here we go. Right here, you're going to see he's going to shoot up through this gap. And right here he's going to be able to break through the open field to get through for some more yards. I'm going to go back real quick and show you guys something that's got improved on. So right here, this linebacker right here, when he comes down into the line, you're going to see that he's going to get completely blocked, and he just kind of stops and shuffles his feet for a bit. That's the biggest thing right there, is when you blitz through a gap, you cannot stop and just shuffle your feet. You got to move. Now, even though it's not the gap he hits, if he's able to get through that, you might be able to get a hand on the guy and slow the play down. And then here, great job recovery to get back to the tackle. But right there, once you see that if you have no visual of the quarterback or the running back, he did his job. But, I mean, you got to be up there close to it just in case for the run. He did a great job, though, getting back to it. So that's just one thing the Eagles could have done, is they really should have done better on that play. But overall, the defense was really good.
And welcome everyone to Neosho, Missouri. It's week 2 of Friday Night Lights. Welcome in. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. That ball's going to fall out of bounds on the kickoff. That's going to be a flag. Aiden, how we feeling tonight? Week 2?
A little stressful. It's really hard to get set up around here, but I feel good. I'm excited for this game, excited for the return of Dylan Rivera. I'm excited to see what he can do on the field, and I'm just excited to see our offense in general today. Hopefully we can get something going. A low-scoring game last week, but a good win, and I'm excited to see what this offense can do. But first, we got to see this really good defense.
And for those of you who were not here, Nixa did win the toss. They defer. Neosho will start with the ball, and they're going to start at their own 35 after the kickoff goes out of bounds at the 11. 1st and 10, 2 out left. Wildcats trying to get him to jump early, but the Nixa D-line doesn't budge. A little bit of communication in the backfield. Hughes take the snap, fakes the handoff, looks over the middle, and that one's caught. First down already, moves all the way up to the 47. That pass complete to Hudson Williams. And the Wildcats are moving early.
Yeah, he was wide open there. Nobody within, say, 3 yards of him, and he got that catch perfectly. Beautiful pass from the QB.
And in the hurry up, and that handoff up the middle goes nowhere. Tackled in the backfield. That one's by number 50, Michael Henniger, the senior. That's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, or for the Wildcats, sorry. 2 out left again. Hand off again up the middle. And that one once again goes nowhere. The run defense, something that stood tall for the Eagles and already proving it again this week.
Yeah, Neosho's a really pass-heavy team. They passed about 70% of the time last week against Willard in that close loss. They lost 28-21. It was a close game. It was a great game, but just came short. They're looking for a win this week.
3rd and 9. Hughes drops back, looking over the middle, overthrown and incomplete. No flag on the play. Pass intended for number 5, Connor Seiler, the 5'10 senior. And now here comes the punt team for the Wildcats.
Yeah, after a big first play of the game, Nixa defense goes, all right, it's time to get into this game. And then force 3 straight plays that went absolutely nowhere, and now they get a chance on offense.
Almost like that big play. Woke up the defense like, oh, all right. Ooh, and that punt was definitely muffed a bit, but it's still going to get a really good roll. And Neosho just letting it roll down the field all the way to the 16. Wow. What a roll that one took. That one hit the ball around the 35 and just continued going down the field. And now Nixa has to set up inside their own 20 at the 17.
Yeah, a muffed punt turns into about a 35-yard punt, so that puts them at, well, they were at the 55, so I'm not 55, 45. 55 is not a yard line, 45. And so it kind of worked in their favor. They got good field position, but just couldn't execute and drive down the field.
Huber is going to start at quarterback for the Eagles. That's Robura in the backfield making his debut this year. They're going to hand off up the middle, and he has some open space. Moving up, that's going to be a 1st down. An 11-yard gain all the way up to the 29.
Yeah, if he can do that every handoff he gets, he's going to be lethal, and he's such a good running back. Everyone didn't know how the running back situation was going to be with Ramon Green leaving the school, but Dylan, we're in good hands with Dylan, and Malachi proved himself last week.
Huber, quick pass outside, and that one is low. Hits the feet of his intended target, and that would have been Spencer Ward out there looking for him the screen pass. That's a false start, too. Didn't even see the flag. It is very bright up here, the sun facing our press box. A little hard to see those penalty flags up here.
Yeah, 9:58 here in the first quarter. It's going to be a 1st and 15 for the Eagles. 24-yard line. Dylan Robura got that first play going. 11-yard gain on the run. Looking to feed him a little bit more. I think that's probably one of the keys to the game for Nixa is to feed Dylan Robura, get him hot so he can start rolling.
They're just going to give it right back to him up the middle, and he's got some space again, powering his way through the line into the secondary, and he's going to get all the way to the 35, 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Yeah, just a great job there by Dylan Robura to find the hole, and he's a great running back, but that offensive line is definitely propelling him to where he is right now because that offensive line is just so good as we talked about throughout the season.
Another handoff up the middle to Robura, bounces off one guy, runs over another, and they're going to put him right at the 44. And that O-line is one of the biggest things that improved in the offseason for this Eagles, especially when you have Jackson Cantwell on the line. That does wonders for your O-line, but it just got better over the offseason, and it is showing here.
100%.
1st and 10. Play action. Looking downfield as Huber tried to get out, and that's going to... I mean, that was a forward pass. That isn't gonna, I don't know if that's a fumble.
Yeah, it would have been a forward pass. That's just not... You have to take you take the sack there. It's going to be intentional ground. No intentional ground.
Nope, they're going to call that a fumble. Robura was able to hop on top of it. I don't know in high school if it was a forward pass, they count as a fumble, but it was. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. Huber hands it off to Robura. Robura this time goes nowhere. Only a yard on the play, and this sets up 3rd and a mile for the Eagles. And this would be a huge stop for the Wildcats to get a big 3rd down stop here.
I don't think I've ever wanted the sun to set more than I do right now. I just can't see anything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hard to see the numbers. Thankfully, the jerseys are easy to read. Huber drops back, looking right side. That one's caught. Michelle breaks a tackle, breaking down the sideline. Makes a man miss. Inside the red zone. And the Eagles take a big chunk out of the field.
Great job there by Rylan Michelle. And a great throw there by Nate Huber. Hopefully that can get his arm going and get a groove going for him.
Yeah, after 2 incompletions, that one's going to help the stat sheet for him. A bomb to Rylan Michelle off just a simple curl route. Huber shotgun. Whistles on the play.
Okay.
Whitecap is going to be talking to the Neosho sideline. See what's going on here.
First and 10 for Nixa at the 19-yard line of Neosho.
Don't know what the stop was for there, but it doesn't look like to be a penalty. That's why they're stopping it. Up here in the booth with everyone.
Sorry about no score, but we're trying to figure that out, so we're going to try to update you as the game goes on. There's 8:06 here in the first quarter. First and 10 on the 19.
Huber dropping back, rolls out right. On the run to the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up by number 6. Boston Patterson, the junior. And great play for the defense of the Wildcats.
Little Patrick Mahomes throw there, a little sidearm on the run. Just a little too low for Rylan Michelle to get there, but still a great throw, I thought.
And we don't really see him roll out of the pocket like that too often. Definitely a rare play. I don't know if he was going to tuck it or throw it. He fires to the end zone, tried to take a shot, couldn't get it. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff. Ribera, another hole up the middle. And he's going to get all the way inside the 10. Are they going to give him the first?
That was great ball security right there by Dylan Ribera. Took a hit that he didn't see out of nowhere. Helmet right to the football, and that football didn't budge at all. That's just great ball security. Something that was kind of a weakness for both teams in that week 1 game with Nixa and Webb City.
3rd and short. They're going to hand it right back to Ribera, and he's got a hole and more all the way up to the 3-yard line. And yeah, I agree with you on that one. And one thing that Ribera definitely needed to improve on this offseason was ball security, and he's already showing those improvements already.
Looked like a formation penalty on Nixa. That was the game, that solid game from Dylan Rivera.
7:34 on the play clock here, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty.
Actually, no,
I think it was
back.
I think I heard from the booth it was maybe an illegal formation. I think is what they call. That's what I heard up here in the booth.
Nixa will have 3rd and 6.
Like I said earlier, it's really hard to see the flags thrown with the sun right in our faces. Luckily for most of the guys in the field, it's getting ready to cover most of the stadium. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Huber hands it off to Ribera. Ribera cuts back up the middle, and I think he might be a little short on that one. Stopped at the 10. The first down marker was at the 9. And if you're the Eagles,
do you trust Braden Kempke to take this kick here, or do you want to just go for it here? You're on Neosho's 10-yard line. You have Dylan Ribera on the backfield. You have 3 great wide receivers, 2 on the field right now. I believe they're going to go for it, and I think everyone in the stadium knows it's probably going to be a handoff to Dylan Ribera.
You'd be right on that one. He's going to get the handoff, and he gets the first up to the 7. And the Eagles get a first, keep the drive alive, and sets up 1st and goal. And Nixa, one thing that a little surprising is they're draining a lot of clock out to start this first quarter. Normally they try and score as fast as possible. Draining a lot of clock out in this quarter. Hand it off to Ribera again, up the middle, but this time went, oh no, he spun off a block. He's able to get up there, up to the 5. It looked like he wasn't able to get anywhere, but able to fight for 2 or 3 yards.
Dylan Ribera has not been taken off the field at all this drive. Oh, as I say that, we're going to see Malachi check in here. He proved his skill in that first game against Webb City. He did a great job finding holes in the offensive line and making things out of him.
Tip for you, I've learned this. You can ask Nate Purrier and Brady Retone, the announcer's curse. Every time you say something's going to happen, the exact opposite is going to happen. I've learned that all too well.
Well, I mean, he just ran, I think, probably about 10 plays from the 20-yard line all the way up to our own 5, up to the Neosho's 5. So I'd say he's pretty gassed right now, and taking him out wasn't the worst decision in the world.
And Malachi, definitely a power back and definitely get you a score here in close. And they're going to hand it to Ryder up the middle, fighting his way in. Touchdown, Eagles. Malachi Ryder, his first handoff of the game, results in the Eagles' first 6 points.
Malachi Ryder, great job finishing off the drive. Put 6 on the board for the Eagles, 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. Looking to see if we can get the extra point in this time.
It's going to be number 49, Braden Comkey. Missed an extra point last week. See how he fares here. And that ball, pretty close to getting blocked, but that one's no good. That one's going to go right. And the Eagles only up 6-0. Exact replica of last week. And their first touchdown against Webb City. Missed the extra point, 5:35 left to go here in the first. We're still working on the scoreboard. We'll give updates on the time we have, but it's currently 6-0, 5:35 left to go in the first. Aiden, what do you think the Wildcats need to do to get back out here and try and even this game up as we get in close to the end of the first?
It's just you have to stay within 1 score the whole time. If Nixa gets up by 2 scores, you can pretty much wave this game goodbye because they are just so hard to play from behind. I just don't think Neosho has the power to come back from behind 2 or 3 scores. So they have to keep it close throughout the whole game. They have a limited depth chart. They just have to stay. They have to keep their drive short, and they have to keep the game close throughout the whole time.
And one thing I will say about this Neosho team, they are not heavy reliant on the run or the pass. They can do both. So I'd say you just have to keep them guessing. Keep the defense guessing. You got to switch it up a little bit when you're moving down the field. Like, went run heavy on that first drive, couldn't go anywhere. You can stick to the run, but if you get a couple good runs, switch to play action. Try and just mix it up. You got to keep the defense guessing and on their toes. Comkey lines up. After the miss extra point, might put some steam under this one. And that one's going to bounce all the way to the 27. Oh, makes a man miss, moving up, gets past the 35, bouncing off blockers up to the 40. And the kick return team pushes him to the 45.
Took about 5 Eagles to get that man down. Someone on the sideline.
Dog pile of guys on the Neosho sideline, but they're able to get it up the field.
That's a rarity from the Eagles defense and special teams, letting that many missed tackles slide.
And that was the freshman, Blaine Patterson, able to get the kick return upfield. That's a big moment for the freshman, especially being in a varsity game in his first year in high school. This ball placed on the 46. The Wildcats offense comes back out trying to get something going. Defense, after one big play, had a great drive after that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll see what happens here.
5:25 remaining here in the first quarter. 6-0, Nixa Eagles lead against the Neosho Wildcats after a touchdown run from Malachi Ryder. He punched in at the 2-yard line after a big running drive from Dylan Labura.
And if you are just joining us, I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. The big drive for the Wildcats. You got to keep it close with Nixa. You cannot play from behind against this team because not many teams have been able to do that in recent history. And the Eagles, a team who's been historically good on the road, won their last 8 on the road. Quick screen pass outside from Hughes, able to get some room upfield, gets all the way up to the opposite 45. That pass completed to Tyrone Harris.
Yeah, and the Neosho Wildcats want to win against Nixa so bad because they haven't beat them since 2018. 2018 is also the last time the Wildcats had a winning season.
Hughes drops back, trying to scramble out, but gets nowhere. He's sacked in the backfield.
Sadly, it is not a Big Mac sack since we're not at home.
Unfortunately, but regardless, I don't think Peyton Covell, the man who made the play, is going to care about that one. Sends him all the way back to make it 3rd and 9. Neosho still trying to hurry up the offense. And they're definitely going for passer. 3 out wide, 2 left. Hughes scrambles, trying to advance the sticks. Did he get there? I don't
out of bounds.
think he did.
That's a generous
That's a
spot.
very generous spot. Looked like he went out the 45.
Yeah.
But they're going to give him the first. Maybe extended the ball.
No, well, why are we moving the chains?
They're moving the chains. The refs call a first down. Great improvising by Quentin Hughes nonetheless.
The ball is even on the chain.
They're going to move the chains into Nixa territory. 46-yard line. Sorry, 44. Handoff up the middle. Bouncing to the outside. Has a hole. And a great tackle in the open field by Spencer Ward. Denver Welch was the running back on that one. He's going to move it up to the 39. Make it 2nd and 5. Hughes, 2 out left. Play action, over the middle, and that's caught over the middle. Oh, ball's out. Oh, and they're going to call that he was down. Looked like the ball came out, but they're going to say that was a complete pass. What do you think about that one, Aiden?
Yeah, I definitely think it was complete, and I definitely think his knee was down and rolled out. Not what the Eagles fans want to hear, but I definitely think that it was a complete pass, and he just rolled out after his knee.
Yeah, a little hard to see in the sun. Hughes drops back over the middle again. No good. Trying to see if there's any flags on the field. There isn't one. Intended target was Tyrone Harris, a 6-foot junior. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats, and they're on the edge of the red zone. This is huge.
3 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in this first quarter. 6-0 Eagles lead.
And I'm not sure how far Neosho's kicker can kick, so we'll see how they're going to play this. Screen out left. That one's caught. Harris. And a great diving tackle by Parker Mann.
I thought I saw a little bit of a hold on number 2 from Neosho, but no call.
That one's going to get all the way up to the 18. Harris, one of the go-to targets for Hughes, his favorite one to go to. Saw it there as a big play here. 3rd down for the Eagles. They need to stop here. Handoff up the middle. And that one stopped at the line. Denver Welch could not get past the defensive line. It is 4th down. And Wildcat offense is going to be coming off the field. Looks like they're going to go for the PAT. I'm sorry, PAT's after a score. We ain't perfect out here, we make mistakes, but nonetheless, trying to put 3 points on the board. Juan Blancart out on the field, and the kick is up, and that one is good. Neosho gets on the board and gets the home crowd into it a little bit. Makes it a 3-point game with 2:46 left to go here in the first.
That's a beautiful kick right there.
Indeed it was.
So 6-3 is the score. Eagles lead. 2:46 remaining here in Neosho, Missouri.
And would you look at that? There's our scoreboard.
There we go.
Now y'all can see it at home. Wildcats able to put some points on the board, and they did what we've been saying. You have to keep it 1 score with the Eagles. They did just that. Only down 3 points here with 2:46, and this is a big, big drive for this Neosho defense.
Spencer Ward and Rylan Michelle out back to receive the kick as the Eagles lead 6-3 here after they punched in a touchdown. Malachi Ryder responsible for that one, but missed the PAT. Neosho then responded with a field goal. Now we're at 6-3, 2:46 remaining in the first. Eagles looking to tack on some more points.
Pablo Pastor here, and he sends it away down the field. This one received at the 5. That's a far kick there. But Ryla Michelle has some space and gets all the way up to the 32. My mistake. That's going to get all the way up to the 33 according to the refs on the sideline. And the Eagles now set up, 2:38 left to go before the end of the first. And if you're the Neosho defense here, this is definitely the most important drive of the game, but this is a must stop here.
100%.
Every drive is a must stop, but there are some of them that just have that feeling of them as we get later in the game. Because if you don't get a stop here, it can come back to bite you later. Huber still in the backfield. Handoff. That's Ryder, and he's continuing to get up the field. He was wrapped up about 3 yards outside the line of scrimmage, but he plows his way past the chains and then some.
One thing Nix's running game shined in the Webb City game was yards after contact. They are so hard to bring down. It doesn't matter if it's Malachi Ryder, if it's Dylan Roberto, or it's Kevon Lewis or Spencer Ward. They're just so hard to get after you wrap them up. So that's why tackling is so important when you play Nixa Eagles.
Trips out right for the Eagles. Play action. Huber down the middle. It's caught. Down the field, down the sideline. And kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Eagles. Spencer Ward takes it all the way in, and the Eagles with a counter strike. And they silence this home crowd early. And I mean, that's a great play right there. I mean,
there was absolutely nobody in front of Rylan Michelle. He absolutely torched that cornerback on it, and just a beautiful throw. He punched it in for 6. We're going to try to go for an extra point here, trying to get Braden Kimke some confidence.
Was that Michelle on that? The 9 and the 8 look very similar, and like I said earlier, the sun's in our eyes. Should have corrected me there on that one, Aiden.
It went through. Braden Kimke gets his first PAT. Was that, wait.
No, he made one last week.
No, he didn't. He missed that. We went for a 2-point conversion. And
I thought we went for a kick afterwards.
No, he missed one PAT because it was only 14-7.
I'm just crazy, apparently. All right, now the sun's finally down. Maybe it'll be a little easier to see the numbers out here. Starting to cool down a little bit outside. I think everyone in the stadium's thankful for that one. It was hot. Not as hot as last week, but hot nonetheless. 13-3, 2:07 left to play.
Both touchdowns from the Eagles have come from on the ground. Malachi Ryder with that first one. And then, not on the ground. Rylan Michelle just had a big pass play. I'm all over the place.
Me and you were both all over the place. It's all right. It's only week 2. Well, you got the reason of it's my first time doing football announcing. I've already done this for a year. I should not have made that one, but nonetheless, touchdown again for the Eagles. Comke after, and that's a onside kick, and almost got there.
What a flag toss from the ref in the middle. Threw it about 10 yards.
Ward almost got there, and I mean, that's a good little draw by Perry there. Put your fastest guy on the outside, try and put on the sideline and see if they can get there. Almost did. It was only about 3 yards out.
Shows confidence in this Nixa Eagles defense, because he knows that even if we don't get it and it rolls out of bounds just like that, he trusts his defense can get a stop.
And now that Roberto's back, this run, like we said earlier, this run game is just going to look way better. It also takes the load off Spencer Ward, who plays both ways regardless, but we don't have to worry about him taking as many reps or stress as this pass. Quickly thrown to the left side. The screenplay, you see him run a lot. And tried to make him too many moves. And Spencer Ward said, nuh-uh.
Spencer Ward with the stare down.
He is fired up.
He is so scary. If I was any offensive player on any team, I faced with Spencer Ward, I'd be scared. Very scared.
There are 2 safeties on this team. One of them Spencer Ward, the other's Parker Mann. They both hit like a Mack truck. One of them on display there. Trips out right. Hughes, play action. Looks left. That one's caught, and a first down for Neosho. Once again, that's Tyrone Harris. And they're moving up the field. 1:27 left to go here in the first. Nope, our clock just stopped. 1:22. Place the ball, clock's moving. Hand off, outside on the right. Try to get outside. Antonelli's able to wrap him up. Welch couldn't get out past 3 yards. Moving up to the 40, 2nd and 7. Hughes, play action. Pass out left, screen again for Harris. And this time only not able to get as big as a gain as last 2 times, but able to get all the way up to the 34. I'm sorry, 2 plays ago. The one before that. Big play by Spencer Ward. They've been running that screen play a lot. We saw it last week also against Willard. Play they love to go to. 3rd and 1. Neosho trying to play hurry up. Handoff up the middle. Welch is able to get a first and more to the 25 and down at the 22.
He flags at the 30-yard line. Might be bringing this play back for a holding.
Normally if it's thrown back there, that's most likely going to be the call. And that's what it's going to be.
So a good run for the Neosho Wildcats is shut down by a holding penalty, and they'll walk back 10 yards and redo the play.
And that's not something you want for the Wildcats. You had a lot of momentum. You're only down 10. You can make this a 1-score game again, and that holding call, especially on a 3rd down, that deflates all of the momentum in the stadium, especially for the team out in the field.
That spot foul, making a
40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Neosho
It's
from
going
the
to be
Nixa 40.
3rd and 7. Trips out right. Hughes, pump fakes. Looking somewhere, but goes nowhere. Another sack. 2nd for the Eagles, and Michael Henniger, another in the backfield.
Did he lose 15 yards on that sack?
Tried to run away, but Michael Henniger made it sure he had nowhere to go. Back at midfield go the Wildcats.
I'm pretty sure he fell at the 45.
And the punt team is on. The last one was muffed. See if they're able to get this one downfield. And this one's up and gets down the field. Ward's going to let it bounce. And a great bounce as they're going to place the Eagles down inside the 10.
It's a smart decision by Spencer Ward. That was such a hard kick to catch, and he had to run for it. It was just smart to just leave it be. You'd rather take the ball at the 6-yard line than give them a fumble, a muff punt.
And even if you do get the reception on that, I mean, the first guy is 2 yards, 3 yards away from you. Even if you make a man miss, you don't have much time to get moving before the second one clobbers you. So yeah, veteran play there by Spencer Ward.
And that was the
13-3 as we end the first. Eagles up in their first road contest of the season. We're going to take a break. This break brought to you by Air Services. We'll be back.
Now your HVAC is good to go.
Yeah, mine is not good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah, I really thought I nailed it. Am I gonna end up paying extra for this?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
So you got any tips for an aspiring home repair pro?
You called Air Services. That was the right move for sure.
AC Diagnostic for only $73. Visit airservicesheatac.com.
Now your HVAC is good to go.
Yeah, mine is not good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Second quarter action underway. Eagles up 10, 13-3. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Blevins was under center. Hands off to Rabura. Rabura has space, stays on his feet, and gets all the way up to the 19.
Once again, just like I mentioned, yards after contact. That's 5 yards after contact. He's so tough to bring down, and so is this whole Nixa Eagles team.
And Rabura making his presence known here in Neosho. Blevins in shotgun, hands up. Hand off to Rivera, but that's a flag. An assumed false start.
Pretty sure that flag went about 80 feet in the air. That ref threw that flag so high.
And that ref down there's got an arm. He threw that flag underhand 10 yards down the field. So I think it was just a flick of a wrist.
So 1st and 15 here after a false start on the Eagles offense. 13-3 is the score, 11:27 remaining in the first.
Rivera handoff, gets through the defensive line again to the second layer of the defense.
Because there's somersaults are being tackled.
And he's going to get close to where they start, actually right where they start at the 19. Just resets with a loss of down, 2nd and 10. Blevins hands off Rivera up the middle again. And he lowered the shoulder and tried to get somewhere. Wasn't able to get past the defensive line up to the 23. Excuse me, the 24. That's going to set up a 3rd and 6.
Eagles not looking like they were last year at this point in the game, because at halftime last year they were up 45-14. So a little less scoring in the first quarter than we saw last year. Hoping to tack on some more in the second quarter.
And a flag again as Blevins rolls out right. I'm going to assume this play won't even count.
Face mask as well.
Yep, and there's a flag from the Whitecap.
I think there was a free play on Nixa, so I think it's 2 penalties on Neosho, I'd assume. If it was on Nixa, they would have blown the play dead.
Yep, you're right on that one. And that was definitely a face mask. We could tell up here from the booth. Blevins try to roll out right, make something out of nothing. False start on Nixa. Face mask Neosho. Offset.
My question is, why'd they let the play out if it was a false start?
I don't know, because they blew it dead earlier, so that's a great question. Only problem is, we will never know, because it is 3rd and 6 once again. They're going to replay the down. 10-19 left. Eagles up 10. We're going to see some subs come on. We're going to see Kevon Flint and Baron Johnson come onto the field, both at receiver.
2-by-2 formation here.
We'll see if they'll let Drew air it out. Haven't seen it yet. Tried to in the last play before the penalties. Yep. Quick out route. That's Johnson. Great tackle in the open field. But they're still going to get a good chunk out of the field on this one.
Ronald Michelle seems to be staying on the field, so I assume the offense will as well. It's going to be a 4th and short.
Now you see Ward.
Now the punt team, I believe, is starting to come out here. John Perry always has a few tricks up his sleeve, so maybe we go fake punt here. But because we have Ward right by the center, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a direct snap right to Ward and he takes out the middle.
It is 4th and 1, so there's a chance, but they're also inside their own 30. So if the snap doesn't go the right way or something. Oh, yep, they're Wyatt Vincent. They're trying, he moves the chains. Aiden Hopkins, my man, calling it. Just like Brady Reaton with basketball, John Perry is listening to the broadcast. Aiden calls it perfectly.
Fake punt, like I said, John Perry always has some stuff up his sleeve. He didn't want that drive to end there, so he puts the trust in his wide receiver Wyatt Vincent to take from the backfield and move the chains here.
And that's great. And that's just honestly great masking that, because Wyatt is the true punter of this team. Great play. Ryder's going to be on the field now as he gets a handoff from Drew. And he's going to move up the field. And he's going to move the chains. Crosses midfield into Neosho territory. Actually, no. The spot's going to change. Now going to be still on their own side of the field. Looked like he crossed midfield on that play. They're going to spot him on Nixa's 49 from midfield. Trips out right. Handoff Ryder. Has a hole. Trying to get to the sideline. Flag on the play. Yeah, that ref's got an arm.
Yeah, I mentioned last week about how limited Nix's penalties were, but they're doing the complete opposite this week. There's a lot of penalties, and John Perry, like I mentioned last week, does not like penalties, especially when you're moving the chains. You have so much momentum, and it just ruins it by disciplinary mistakes like holdings on the offense.
Yeah, not good for the Eagles as that pushes them back. 8:29 left to go here in the second. Eagles up 10. They get pushed back 10 yards. 1st and 20.
1st and 20 from the 39.
From the 39, Blevins dropping back, left side, and that one is overthrown. Intended for Wyatt Vincent, but he made him jump to the sky and could not hold on to it with one hand. 2nd and 20.
Barger checking in this game. He's going to take out Baron Johnson.
Normally when they have Lane on the field, or any tight end for that matter, they're going to put him right behind the tackle, and you can assume here that they're going to be handing this off to Ryder. I mean, I don't think any coach would try and throw it on 2nd and 20, but John Perry, you never know. Just like that, announcer's curse, real, ladies and gentlemen, as Blevins finds some room up the middle, improvises.
Did Drew Blevins just scramble for 10 yards?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd call that. I didn't think you did, but here we are.
That was a great heads-up play by Drew Blevins. He saw that hole and took it. Got 10 yards, so now it's 3rd and 10 here.
It is still 3rd and 10, though. Need a big play here to move the chains. Question is Perry going to go for it up 2 scores at midfield if they don't get it here? Blevins looks left, pump fakes, downfield for Vincent, caught! Down the sideline, touchdown Eagles. Wyatt Vincent down the sideline.
That was a beautiful route by the junior wide receiver Wyatt Vincent. Faked a comeback route, and then he just sprinted. Beautiful lead on the ball by Drew Blevins. Textbook play there by the Eagles, and they add another 6 points, hoping to add one more on this extra point.
And Drew making sure the doubters hear him. We've talked about people, we talked about him ourselves. Not really the guy with the biggest arm, but he just launches it downfield and says, how about that? And speaking of how about that, Komke nails an extra point, his 2nd on the year.
And just like I said, Braden Kimke just needed to see one go through the post, and then he'll get this confidence back. So I believe he's going to start rolling here, and I think PATs being made is going to be a common thing for him.
And if you're Neosho, this is a must-score drive. You got the ball to start the first. Nixa's going to get the ball out of the half. So this is a must-score drive for Neosho. Although you got 7:40, so you can take your time. You don't need to go down in 2 minutes, but you also can't take up the whole quarter. You got to get some points on the board.
Nixa also receives ball at half, so this is
a tough situation if you're Neosho Wildcats. Who's that lined up outside? So last time we saw an onside kick trying to go for that's Tobias Thompson and Wyatt Vincent outside. We'll see if they try their luck with it again. I don't think they will.
I think we might see a pooch kick to the 40, see if they can.
Oh, that one's launched downfield. Received at the 17. Good catch. And there he's moving up the right side of the field. Trips on his own blocker. Going to be down at the 38. That one was taken by number 6, Boston Patterson.
Boston Patterson, out of frustration, grabs his blocker by the collar and just starts yelling at him. And now you see Neosho's head coach yelling at Boston Patterson. Not sure what the context of that was.
Not sure, but I mean, listen, you got to keep your composure here. You can't be doing anything like that, especially if that transcends to a member of the opposing team. That can get flagged immediately. And that's what I assume head coach right now, Brandon Todd, is telling his team, stay cool. You know, I know we're down. It's a 17-point game. We're at home. You got time on the clock. You can still head downfield and score. Just keep your cool. And Aiden, what do you think of the game so far? What do you think Neosho needs to do to get back out and try and put some points on the board?
Well, I think we saw the pass game work early, but they've just been running it ever since. I don't really understand why. They were at 70% pass rate at the Willard game, and they put points on the board. And from what I've seen from their pass game right now, it's put yards. The screen passes are doing well. That post route they ran earlier worked well, the first play of the game, and I think they should continue using that pass game because I think that's what breaks down this Eagles defense the most is the pass.
They got a good secondary back there. Good defense all around. Not the easiest team to go up against, especially as your home opener. Hughes, screen pass to the right side. That one's going to get caught by Hudson Williams, but that's not going to be the biggest play. He does get out of bounds, though. That stops the clock. Going to be 4-yard gain. They're going to move the sticks back. And I also think that's Hudson's first reception of the game. 2nd and 6, Hughes. Play action again. Over the middle. Makes a man miss and dives for the first. Tyrone Harris able to make the play. First down, Wildcats. From the 49 now. And clock's running. Hughes this time hands it off. Try to go right, but Denver Welch wasn't able to get far. He does get it across the 50, but not by much. Going to be 2nd and 8.
They've gained the most yards off this drive off of what? The pass.
The pass. Hughes drops back. Has nowhere to go to. Scrambles up the middle. And tackle made by Michael Henniger. And you know what? Michael Henniger has been playing pretty well right now. He's had 2 tackles in the backfield. Hustles to get the tackle on Quentin Hughes, who is a very, very quick.
A great job by this Neosho O-line from limiting Jaden Antonelli's access to the QB. He's been kind of quiet this game, so that's really hard to do.
I mean, you've been keeping him quiet, but Henniger's been off on the other side. Handoff right side. Nope, QB keeper, and ooh!
Flag.
And they're going to call a flag. Spencer Ward laid the hit stick, but they're going to call a flag here.
If they call a personal foul, that is one of the worst calls I've ever seen because
that was clean.
That was a beautiful hit by Spencer Ward. That was shoulder. That's a textbook hit. I don't really know.
That's a play in practice where every single coach and player is going to smack your helmet about 16 times.
If they call a personal foul, they will definitely hear an earful from head coach John Perry.
And even if it is a personal foul, they're going to call it for what? Unsportsmanlike conduct for the flex? I don't know if that's what they're going to call. It could be a holding, but
no, the flag was in the air before the celebration. I think it had to have been the hit if it was anything.
We'll see what they call here.
Targeting.
Oh, wow.
That is a horrible call.
Wow. I don't really know what to say on that one. I mean, Spencer Ward's got to be mad after that one.
That is ridiculous.
And, I mean, if you're Neosho, you're just counting your lucky stars there. Because, I mean, I don't know what about that was targeting. He saw the run, found the hole, made the play, lowered the shoulder, no helmet to helmet. Wasn't anything excessive.
Okay.
I don't really know what part of that was a personal foul, but...
I knew immediately when that flag went in the air exactly what the ref was thinking. I had no idea why.
And out of the backfield, caught inside the red zone, still on his feet. And all the way down to the 10. Denver Welch stays on his feet, and the Wildcats, after the penalty, are moving inside the red zone.
If I'm Neosho right now, I am terrified of Spencer Ward. the ref just lit a flame inside of him, and he's going to be looking for hard hits the rest of the game.
Welch again, flag on the play. Let's see what they call it on. I think I just heard, what I just saw, this could be a face mask. That's the symbol it looked like the line judge did on the right side of the field. That's what they're going to call. Face mask on Nixa. That's going to be, I mean, still going to stay first down and half the distance to the goal line. from the end of the spot of the play. It's going to be all the way up to the 3. And, I mean, if you're Neosho, this is prime position. 2 costly penalties for Nixa. And you got 4 plays from 4 yards out to hammer it in onto the black turf. Hughes hands it off. Welch trying to power his way in. No signal yet. We got a touchdown from another. One ref still says stop, and they're going to call it short.
The closest one said short, so I think they're going to go with that call.
I was going to say one ref says in, one doesn't. Going to wait. A lot of the fans are on their feet. They thought that was in, but they're going to call it short at the goal line by a couple of inches. And I mean, I'm surprised they're not going for like a QB sneak. They're going to hand off to Welch. And this time, he's in. Touchdown, Wildcats. Neosho with their first touchdown on the night. They make it 20-9. And with 5:10 left to go, the Wildcats get in the end zone for the first time tonight. First time on their home turf. And we're going to do some updates around the area after this extra point here. And the kick is up, and that one is good. 10-point game. Aiden, I'll let you break this one.
So we're going to take a look at the COC. First thing we're looking at is Branson at Carthage. And Branson is leading right now, 14-7 in the second quarter.
That's not something I ever thought I'd hear, but
we're going to keep looking at that game. We're also going to take a look at Carl Junction at Webb City. Webb City leads 14-7 in the first quarter. And I think that's all the games we have going on right now, because Joplin and Willard did play. Yes, Joplin and Willard played yesterday, and so did Republic and Ozark. Republic beat Ozark 41-14 was the final, and then Joplin topped off Willard 28-14.
So now you're 7-0 in here. I'm 6-1 on picks.
You guys do not know our picks yet, because we had to end the pregame show early. We might be playing them at halftime. I have no idea.
If not, we can just name them off here. I mean,
yeah, we'll figure out what happens at halftime, because so much went wrong before the stream started. Every away game.
But hey, we got it working. We're able to stream live. I've gotten the whole pregame show in, but you know, especially when you go on the road, it's not your home setup. Some of those problems can happen a little bit. But nonetheless, we're live. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. And the kickoff down the field. This one's going to be caught at the 12. Moving up the field, gets past the 30, all the way up to the 33. That was Rylan Michelle on the carry. Or on the return, excuse me. And the Eagles have 5:04 left to go downfield. I hate to break it to Neosho. That might be way too much time for the Eagles to still go downfield and score. This is a team that can strike quick and strike fast. And they're going to keep Drew Blevins in. After that long ball, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't keep him in.
Dylan Ribera back on the field.
Quick play, outright. Screen pass, that one's caught. Try to get all the way up to the first down marker. He's going to be short by about a yard or two. I think that was Wyatt Vincent on the catch. Yep. He's going to be short by 2. Second and short. And this is type of territory where you can see a shot deep. I'd say look out for play action. Two out right. Tight end's line about there. Second tight end's going to move to the right side. This one's going to be a handoff for Ribera. Ribera has some open space into the secondary and moves all the way up to the 42.
He's just so explosive out of that offensive line. He sees that hole, he takes it fast, cuts, and it's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Nixa doesn't even have to do any hurry up right now. They just can talk it over. They got 4:17 left to get down the field. 2 out left. Playing way off the receiver. But they're going to hand it off to Ribera. Cuts it back up the middle, trying to go outside, and ooh.
What a hit.
I mean, he got some airtime on that one. Went for the legs, picked him up. Dylan Ribeiro was in the air for a bit, but holds on to the ball, gets 9. And I really would love to know how much he is averaging per carry right now. It's got to be over 5 at least. And that's being generous. 2 out left again. Ribeiro up the middle, into the secondary again.
It's ridiculous.
And I mean, this is practically just a cheat code right now. There is nothing stopping Ribeiro. And John Perry is just saying, unless you stop him, we're just going to keep using him.
To say he was excited to be on the field tonight is an understatement. He was ecstatic. He's been talking about it all week. He didn't really know. He said his ankle was feeling a little bit better, but he played it by ear.
And gets through, and this is going to be touchdown for number 5, Dylan Ribeiro. And the Eagles, less than 2 minutes after Neosho scores their first touchdown of the game, come back and answer. 26-10. And Dylan Ribeiro right now is putting the run game for the Eagles on his back. Comkey on for the extra point.
Can we set 2 in a row here?
And he may get 3. Blocked. That PAT was blocked by number 24, Zach Goff. The tight end and defensive end. And it's going to stay 26-10.
We're going to send it down here to our sideline reporter, Taylor Dortilia.
I'm Taylor Dortilia. I'm here at Eagle Stadium tonight. It is Hawaiian themed. Our student section showed up. We're winning 20-10 right now, and I know this is going to be a great game. Back to you.
Thank you for that one, Taylor Dortilia, our sideline reporter. And the kick is off downfield, received at the 14-yard line, taking it up the right side of the field. Gets past 1, cuts it back up the middle. Flag on the play.
Illegal block in the back there.
Yep, I saw that too. I'm assuming that's what the call is going to be. 3:16 left to go for the Wildcats. Eagles get the ball, so they got to go downfield and they got to put one on the board. Yep, there it is, and that is not what you want. If you're the Wildcats, now you just have more field to get down.
Yeah, Randy Flint was just being held down by that Neosho blocker after the ball was, say, 15 yards past him. So, mistake there. Takes away that good return for Neosho and ends up putting him on our own 15.
Yeah, definitely not the place you want to be for the Wildcats, but you're down, but you're definitely not out yet. They go down here and score. If you're gonna, but you got to leave as little as time as you can on the clock. You don't want the Eagles coming back and trying to score, and then get the ball right back. Hughes, play action, picked off at the 18.
Broden made, but it's gonna come back because there's an illegal block in the back by Jay Antonelli, I believe. So the Eagles will keep the ball, but it's gonna be coming back. So touchdown will not count as Jay Antonelli had a little late hit in the backfield.
Oh.
Beautiful pick by Broden made right there, though.
And that's one of the, yep. Oh. And you already know Quentin Hughes is breathing a sigh of relief. And he absolutely flung that one, but that one was, he did not see Broden Mabe. He was just lying over for the middle of the field. Really the only place they've looked, unless it's been a screen pass, is over the middle. Mabe read it, jumped up, grabbed it, but Jay Antonelli blocking the back. 15-yard penalty.
Well, apparently it's not a block back. Apparently it was pass interference. I don't know who was on, considering there was no pass to receiver that was even close.
That's good. Yeah, good point.
They said pass interference. I think it was a legal block in the back. It looked like it because it came after the pick, but
Nixa with the timeout here. That's their first of the half, first of the game for either team. 3:10 left to go.
I think Perry just called that timeout just to get explanation because he's just standing on the 28-yard line waiting for some ref to come talk to him, explain to what just happened.
Yep, and he's talking to the white cap right now.
It seems we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to step aside real quick. 3:10 remaining in the second quarter.
Good sportsmanship is what sets our tone.
I've got 3 meetings, 4 time zones. First one starts. 60 seconds. Can you fix my power situation?
At Air Services, we are fully trained and qualified, guaranteed.
Well, your quote's good, but what am I really gonna pay?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
And you stand behind your work?
You're getting the highest quality work, and that's a guarantee.
Any tips?
Yeah. Just picture them in their underwear.
Save $50.
And welcome back to Neosho, Missouri. 3:10 left to go here in the first half. 26-10, Eagles up. I'm Ron Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Hey, Hop, how are you feeling about the game right now?
Feeling good. I feel like penalties are hurting both teams right now, but I feel like especially on the Nixa Eagles side, I don't really know if I agree with some of them, but it's just part of the game. You just got to adjust to the referees' calls, and they're up 16 now, but just can't lose momentum in this game.
Empty backfield for Hughes and the Wildcats. Trips out left. Got 2 on the right. 4 on the line for the Eagles. Hughes drops back. Looks down the field and broken up. Parker, man, able to get there. And you know what, right there on that pass, that's a ball that Quentin Hughes has to put more air under.
100%. That was really short. Gave Parker, man, way too much time to see it. Just about, I say, 1 more second, and Parker, man, could pick that ball off. But he just got there in time to get his hand on it. It's his job there, just to break up pass. Beautiful job there by him.
Hughes, play action, looks right. Off the comeback, and flag on the play. Are they going to call that pass interference? They might call that on the sophomore, Randy Flint. Nope, that's going to be a hold on defense. And, you know, I don't really know where the hold was. There could have been one on Flint. I didn't see one, but like I say all the time with basketball last year, the refs had a way better view than we did. There have been some calls for both teams that have been questionable, but the refs, their job is to come out here to call the game, so you just that. I mean, then you're not going to change it. There's no challenge system for high school football. You just have to go with it as is. They're going to call holding on Flint. First down for the Wildcats. 3 to go in the first half on their own 40. Hughes, 2 outright, 1 in the backfield. Play action again, screen pass, outright, and that one goes nowhere.
Great job there by Parker, man, to fight through that screen and wrap up that man so he can go absolutely nowhere.
While a blocker was engaged with him too. Grabbed 2 guys and just threw him to the ground. Great tackle by the junior Parker, man. Nixa Live's very own. Roll out left for Hughes, and overthrown. Pass right there was intended for number 2, Cade Camier, my bad. And 3rd and long coming up for the Wildcats. From the 39, empty backfield, 2 outright, trips out left. Eagles 4 on the line. Hughes drops back. Antonelli's able to get back there. Hughes trying to scramble out. Finds a way to get out. And a pass over the middle is caught towards the sideline. I don't know if he gets there, though.
Flag comes on the field. I think it's going to be on that Nixa sideline, possibly.
And where are they going to spot this? They might give him the first. And
coaching staff yelling at the ref on that sideline, so I think we're going to get a flag on Nix's sideline. I saw the flag fly. I don't know if they're going to make the call yet.
They're telling him to scoot back. A little rowdy over there on the sideline for the Eagles.
Eagles coaching staff is not happy. There's a coach on the sideline. I can't tell who it is. He's being held back by the other coaching staff. And I feel like the refs, I'm not saying there's a favor. I just feel like that every bad call has been inconvenienced towards Nixa, I feel like, so
Now,
far.
I do say, look at the first down marker. It's on the 50. The ball is clearly, the tip of the ball is past the 50. So I'm wondering, okay, chain game was just moving a little slow. I was going to say, the tip of the ball is past the 50. I was going to say, I don't know in what world this isn't a first, but there it is at midfield. 2:22 left to go. Neosho down 16. They need a score. Play action. Hughes looking downfield. Doesn't find anybody. Scrambles out left. Throws to the sideline on the left side of the field. That one's caught. Tyrone Harris on the reception. Only going to get about 4 on that one. And because I haven't seen it, I don't know if can you throw the ball away in high school? Can you throw it away?
You can throw it away. I think it's just the same rule as every other football. I think it's just it has to be intended for a receiver, or you have to be outside the tackle box.
He was definitely outside, and the wheel route, no one around number 11, Denver Welch. And he's going to get all the way up to the 32. Only ran that one other time where it's been completed. But that time, there was no one within 7 yards of him. Great play by the Wildcats. Drew it up perfectly. 1:46 left to go. Hughes trying to rally the troops. Hand off, Welch, left side, cuts back up, tries to go back right side, up the middle again. Able to turn nothing into something. Gets all the way up to the 27.
90 seconds remaining here in this first half. Neosho's been very hurry up this drive. They're trying to get some points on the board because Nixa does get the ball to start the second half. So they need to get some points on the board here if they want to stay in this game.
All 3 timeouts too, remember that. Hughes, hands off, Welch. And he gets 2, maybe 3 if he fell for it. And no timeout call yet. And you're getting running under a minute. Trying to save those for the final minute.
I think I don't know. I was going to say watch the screen pass here, but I don't see their setup one for you.
Hughes, hands off. Welch gets all the way up to the sticks. Does he get the first?
Yeah, they're waving.
He does, yep, waving him on. First down, Wildcats. 47 left to go here in the first half.
This Nixa defense is absolutely exhausted.
And with how many times they're running the ball, trips out right. I'm just saying watch play action within these upcoming plays. Welch once again finds a hole and gets up to the 16. They're inside the red zone, and there's the first timeout for the Wildcats. 30 left to go. Half a minute to gain 16 and get in the end zone. This is the most important drive,
I think,
for the Wildcats.
I don't think a defense has ever been more relieved to see a team call a timeout because that defense is so gassed right now.
Mm-hmm.
They had no time to make any defensive substitutions, so they've been playing with the same defensive staff since the 50-yard line, and it's been all hurry up. So they're so relieved that Neosho gets to call a timeout here. A quick little water break in this weather, but I believe it's cooling down out there. Sunset's beautiful.
Current temperature outside is 76 degrees. Definitely not football weather yet, but hey, we're getting closer and closer with every game.
Yeah, I'd rather it be this than that Lee Summit North District Championship game. I literally could not feel my fingers on the field. It was horrible.
Yeah, I did not have that problem sitting in the booth with Nate, but you get to experience that this year. You ain't got to worry about sitting in the cold.
Well, I thought we were going to have to sit in the heat today. We were trying to figure out where we were going to put us, and they decided, yeah, well, we will put you in the press box.
Thank you to Neosho, by the way. And also thank you to all the cameramen and the people who are outside through the elements. That was not a knock on you guys. We thank you for all that you do, because without you guys, this would just be a radio stream. So thank you to all of our camera operators and people inside the truck. We need to call out the people who work it like we did last year. Hughes rolls out right. He's looking end zone. Doesn't see it. To the right side is caught. Inside the 10. Caught on the 7. That's Tyrone Hughes.
Did he get out?
Tyrone Harris. I combined 2 players. He was out of bounds, 1st and goal. Excuse me, it will be at the 8, not the 7. 2 out right. 1 on the left side. Hughes, quick screen pass over. And Nixa, they have this screen pass dialed down. It has not gotten anywhere here in the second quarter. And they might need to get away from that play right there because nothing has been good from that right now.
Yeah, I think their best bet right now is just play action. They've been doing great this drive, or even just a little comeback route. Because, I mean, they're at the 9-yard line. A 9-yard comeback route on the left side has worked beautifully all game. So if they can just keep doing that, I feel like they can get in the end zone here. Because if they don't punch in the end zone, their chances of coming back into this game slim a lot.
And one thing I do have to say for Neosho is don't overcomplicate your play calls here. You don't need to run some intricate trick play or some crazy formation that gets a guy open. Just stick to what's been working. They've had a lot of plays going short that have gotten some big yards and have even had a big play that got him into the end zone. That was a run. Not really, don't think they're going to run the ball, especially with 18 left and only 1 timeout. They're definitely going to be throwing here. 2nd and goal. They got 3 plays to find the black turf for the 2nd time tonight and try and make this. They can make this a single-digit game. Hughes hands it off to Welch. Has a hole outside. Touchdown, Wildcats. Denver Welch took a risk handing it off with that little time left on the clock, but it pays off.
Now they have to go for the 2-point conversion here, don't you? They have to, right? I'd say.
Yeah, I mean,
to make it a 1-score game, they're lining up for the PAT.
But if you miss it, it's still a 10-point game. It's still a 2-score game if you miss it. So if you got to go for it, you better don't miss. They're going to go for the kick here. PAT almost blocked. But the kick is good, because that was number 2, Kevon Flynn, who almost got to the ball, but is now a 9-point game. Single digits for the Wildcats, 12 seconds. And you ought to think that Perry, once he gets this ball, is just going to take 1 knee and call it.
What a game. This is
very entertaining. Way different than last week. Already both teams surpassing their... Well, Nixa has definitely surpassed their total. Wildcats are on their way. Put 21 up last week against the Willard Tigers. This is their home opener. And definitely not the easiest team to open up for your home crowd. But they have been staying in it. And they're down single digits. If their defense gets a stop next drive, I mean, the momentum swing on that one is going to be huge. And you already know that this team's fired up, as they are only down single digits, the number 6 team in Class 6 in the state of Missouri. 7. Oh, we pushed it back. I thought it was 6. I checked. We got pushed back.
Yeah, we dropped this week.
Ah.
Dropped to 1 spot.
That's unfortunate.
Expect a squib kick here, I'd say.
I would say, what are the odds we get a squib here or an onside? Yep, squib. And
Great
the hands team recovers. What a recovery there. We got to find that one here in the roster. And that was number 31, Zane Stewart, the sophomore linebacker.
Second didn't even come off the clock. It's still 12 seconds.
I think he caught that. I mean, if that ball didn't hit the ground, he caught that off the squib.
I think he took the bounce and just jumped off top of it, and he let it bounce off his body and just let it stay there.
44. Huber's on the field.
They're
taking a knee. I was going to say, no one's lying. I was like, what are the odds Perry tries the lineman up? He will not. This is definitely going to be a knee. And there's the knee, and that will do it for the first half of action here in Neosho. The Eagles go into the half on the road up 26-17, but the Wildcats definitely have some momentum after scoring late to end the half. Aiden, you got anything else you want to say?
It's going to be a good second half.
It is. And also, before we head to the break, would you like to update us on scores around the half for the other 2 COC games going on?
Webb City leads Carl Junction 21-14, and Only other game, I believe, is Branson-Carthage, and Branson still leads 14-7.
And that's a shocker right there. Branson, that might be an upset if they can hold that one off. And Carthage, after losing the Republic, definitely not in a good spot. I mean, that team definitely lost a lot of guys, but down at home against Branson, definitely didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, every game around the COC is close right now. COC is such a good conference in football, so we're going to continue to see them go to work. I'm
here with Coach Perry. Coach, we've had... I'm here with Coach Perry. Coach, we're up by 9 here in the first half, but we've had a lot of flags and what's not. What are you going to do to change that in the second?
Well, I'm not sure. We look like a poorly coached team right now with all the penalty flags, man. We're not doing very well, so we got to try to clean that up a little bit and play a better second half.
What are you going to tell them in the locker room?
No, we're not very good tonight. We got to fix it. You know, like, it's behind us, it's over, it's gone. Like, let's come back out in the third quarter and be the best we can be.
Awesome. Good luck on that second half. Back to our halftime entertainment.
Hopefully that this resonates with them, that we can be a powerful force, and what amazing things that we can do together out of love and compassion for building just that camaraderie within our own area and community.
I really like being outside in nature, and so I like doing field trips like this, especially in the summer. I garden with my mom a lot, and so I kind of know like a little bit about the plants and, you know, what you need to know about the soil and stuff.
I was asked today, where are we going? And I was like, I don't know. And so we kind of pulled up, and it was just like, wow, this is here, right here, literally in our backyard. And this is just one of many of the community gardens that Springfield has to offer. And so what a great resource that we have here.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's nice weather. We get to do activities a lot. Getting to like know how they give back to the community on what they do.
They've already cleared out 3 lanes so quickly, working so hard with smiles on their faces and great attitudes. And so this has just been a profound experience. So hopefully they take back with them today not only the experience, but just that love of being able to help other people in the community.
They wanted to interact with people, and they wanted to know how could they volunteer in different places. I honestly thought they were going to pick one of the animal shelters, but no, they wanted to come here and interact with seniors, and I'm very proud of them.
It's really cool because we get to see all the people and the artwork and like outside in the wall, what used to be here. Learn about how they do stuff here. We could learn how to help like other people in the seniors.
I think it's pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of elderly people, like more than I thought there would be, and seems like they're all getting along, so probably talking with all the elderly people and just like doing stuff with them and like asking them questions. And like there was some lady here that apparently she had the identical twins, so that we found out.
Well, I think it was important because yes, the focus is on them at school and we love them and we care about them. The focus is definitely on them. It's time for them to start thinking about others and looking outward instead of inward. So I think this is a perfect way to get their feet wet. They know now that they can come here with a parent and volunteer and interact and do things with seniors. So I think that was very important for them to know.
Good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah, I really thought I nailed it. Am I gonna end up paying extra for this?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
So you got any tips for an aspiring home repair pro?
You called Air Services. That was the right move for sure.
AC Diagnostic for only $73. Visit airservicesheatac.com.
It was our 10th annual, and I think it was our best one, without a doubt.
Good job!
We had so many great volunteers there. Our student athletes showed up in force. The kids had a great time. The weather was fantastic. I don't think we could have asked for a better night.
It's really exciting. We get to get them out of their element and out of their normal routine and get them around a lot of other kids and other people that they'll see later on down the line in school, and they have a lot of fun doing it. They are very excited to knock over the football player, and just be on the field is a really exciting part for us too. And to be able to do it with the big kids is a pretty big deal too.
It's their night to shine, and we make sure that they get to have that opportunity in front of all their friends and in a stadium with people announcing. How exciting is that? Nothing cooler than seeing 8 parachutes out there on the field at one time. Just kids having fun together. The idea came from Willard, actually. 10 years ago, and at that point I was the athletic director, and so we had taken a group of student athletes and some coaches over to watch Willard's event and brought back things that we learned from that and made it our own. We've just continued to grow it and add new things to it every year. It's been a fun 10 years of this. We'll keep it going, I promise.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I look forward to this event. I haven't been able to participate in the last couple of years, and so to come back this year and just see the joy that it brings our kids, and not only our students that participated as athletes, but our high school athletes, getting to engage with them and just to see that collaboration and the fun that comes from that is just something that you can't put into words.
Yeah, it was really fun. I think it was actually probably better than what I expected. Like, it gives them something to look up to. It just inspires them, you know. Sometimes they can't do what we can do, and it just gives them a night that we dedicate to them so that they can have fun, something to remember.
That's the group we can't do it without, for sure. And so between our teachers, our paraprofessionals, there were nurses, there were bus drivers, there were representatives from CC Links, all of our student athletes, there were general education teachers. Like, this is an event for everybody. And so if you haven't been and you haven't volunteered before, we just really encourage you to be a part of our next one.
With a half-baked idea. Do you think you can fix the drain?
Yes, Air Services does the highest quality work guaranteed.
I got your quote. Any surprises in the mix?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
Are you a good egg?
Sure, I'm highly trained and fully qualified.
Would you like a snack while you work?
I think I'm good.
Get $75 off plumbing at airservicesheatac.com.
This is about, let's see how we can help make you successful. Start your first day of school and be prepared. The student's only job at that point is to focus on learning. You don't have to worry about shoes or backpacks or anything else.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. Been super helpful. They're super excited to get new backpacks every year, new shoes because they wear them out really throughout the year, and just helpful with the school supplies. I feel like the inflation has been so crazy this year, so it's been really a blessing, honestly, for our family. Yeah, I think the shoes are pretty awesome. They're excited about their trims and haircuts too. You know, that's important for the girls. Helping them feel fresh.
When I got my new shoes, my teacher I got this year was my helper. They're gray and like a peachish pink. I got to pick out a new backpack. It was rainbow and it was purple.
My backpack was tie-dye. I like my haircut.
We have no idea the pressures, the constraints that are on families as they come in. We have no idea what they're going through. And so this is just an opportunity for us to partner with them and lighten that load a little bit. So for everyone, it's not exciting to go back to school because they don't know how they're going to be able to supply the things that they need. This is just a chance for us to do that and make those smiling faces. So we've got about 60 volunteers here today serving, and then we also have hundreds of volunteers behind the scenes that have been bringing headphones and folders for several weeks. This is something that we look forward to every single year. It's one of the greatest events that we do. We love to partner with Nixa Public Schools.
I was just amazed that you guys have the hair cutting for the kids. My last group that I went to help them go through, they needed their haircuts, and so it was so neat to watch them get their haircuts and so happy. And then one of the little boys, he was so excited about getting a new pair of shoes. And he kept saying, "These are Army shoes, these are Army shoes." And he was running around and making sure it fits right. And so that was so neat to see that.
It can be emotional as a volunteer, seeing the emotions that come through on the families and the students that you are helping to get ready on the first day of school, helping them try on maybe their first new pair of shoes ever, or making sure that they get to pick out the school supplies that they want. They get to pick out their backpack, they pick out their headphones. So it's really empowering for the students, making sure that they have a say-so in some of the things that they can have to get ready for that first day.
We've done various donations. This will be the first year we've actually participated with the bottles and the cups and the pens and the snacks and things like that. We're the only Walmart in town, and several communities have several Walmarts, and I think it's important to show that we're part of the community. A lot of our employees, a lot of our associates that work for us and things like that have children that go to Nixa, and we want to show that we can give back into the community.
Our team gets a lot of kudos for being able to make this event happen and take care of our families, but it's not us. It's a group effort. It's all the churches. It's North Point. It's Cox Health showing up. It's Abundant Blessings. It's all of these organizations coming together along with 120 some odd volunteers showing up day of, helping those families get through the event. So it's pretty amazing. I feel like every year I say, I can't believe we have this much support. And every year Nixa tops it.
Got 3 meetings, 4 time zones, first one starts. 60 seconds. Can you fix my power situation?
At Air Services, we are fully trained and qualified, guaranteed.
Well, your quote's good, but what am I really gonna pay?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
And you stand behind your work?
You're getting the highest quality work, and that's a guarantee.
Any tips?
Yeah. Just picture them in their underwear.
Save $50 on electrical services at airservicesheatac.com.
There's a lot of buzz and excitement that goes on with the first game of the year, and what's nice about being here at Nixa is all the community support, the fan support. We put nearly 5,000 people in the stands the other night, and so it's nice to be able to know that our community supports what our activities are doing.
Let's go. Hey, we're here. Come on, bring your heart out. Let's go. Come on.
So the community means a lot to us, and this is something that the programs within Nixa are far beyond what they're actually doing. The sport, the theater, the band, all of that. It goes far beyond that. It teaches teamwork, camaraderie, discipline, a lot of things. And so it's really important to us that, we invest back into our community.
Hanging out and watching the football game.
What she said.
In the junior high section.
What she said.
In the junior high section. Hanging out with my friends.
Everything.
And seeing everyone since school started.
It's a fantastic stadium. We have, I feel like state-of-the-art, pretty much everything in Nixa. So it's really something that you can't explain it to somebody who hasn't been in it. We've got a lot of energy, a lot of support. It's a great community that we live in.
Always nice to get a win on opening night, especially when it's against a tough team like Webb City. The boys fought hard. It was a very defensive battle. I thought it was going to be more of a high-powered scoring game at first, but the defenses on both teams kicked in, and it was a heck of a game. Watching our student section jump up and down and cheer the way that I can only imagine what they felt like after the game.
I think it's a lot of fun to be around all this.
Just a ton of fun, and we love football. We love Nixa sports. We have been sponsoring the fireworks, and that's something that's very exciting. It's something that was really important to us. we don't just hear the kids talk about the fireworks, but also people that aren't even at the game, get to enjoy the fireworks.
To have sponsors like United Plumbing, it allows us to create a very unique atmosphere, and I've always aspired to run our events like a small college and not just for show, but to give our kids a really great experience, the ones in the stands as well as the kids on the field.
I am really excited to have kids back in the building because I love the noise of having them here.
Hi, and welcome to Intermediate.
We are super excited. We have lots of new 5th graders and lots of new teachers this year, and so we are trying to just get everyone settled in this morning. But we are ready for an amazing day.
Hi, Riley.
So our building theme for this year is actually Peace, Love, Inman, and so our goal is to really help students influence their peers in a positive way. So we even hashtagged ourselves as #Inman Influencers. And so we just really want kids to positively impact one another and welcome each other into school each and every day.
4th grade girl here and a 6th grade girl at Summit. So it's our last year here and our last year here. I'm never ready for summer to end, but they love school, so it's good. I just think it's going to be a great year. New teachers, new friends. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
So I brought some residents from Castlewood Senior Living. We are just welcoming the new students for the new school year, cheering them on as they leave school for the day, just to encourage them. We passed out some notes of encouragement. The cards say "You Matter" on it, so we're just spreading the message of kindness and encouragement to the students this year, hoping that they have a good year. I loved them so much. There's just something about old people that just brings me joy. It's just, and then with the "You Matter," it's amazing. Well, it's definitely you see it and you're like, you matter. You feel warmth. You're I do matter. Care about me. Yeah. They say "You Matter" on the front, and then on the back there's a note of encouragement. So it'll say, "You can do it," or "You got this. Don't worry about perfection."
I think one of the best ways to connect our parents to the building is to get them in the building. So we're really excited for some new opportunities for parents to welcome them to the building and come to activities throughout the school day as well as in the evening. I just want to thank everyone for just welcoming me to Nixa and to Inman. I'm so excited for an amazing school year.
Yeah, go Eagles!
I've got 3 meetings, 4 time zones. First one starts. 60 seconds. Can you fix my power situation?
At Air Services, we are fully trained and qualified, guaranteed.
Well, your quote's good, but what am I really gonna pay?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
And you stand behind your work?
You're getting the highest quality work, and that's a guarantee.
Any tips?
Yeah. Just picture them in their underwear.
Save $50 on electrical services at airservicesheatac.com.
Welcome back from the film room, everyone. It is now time for the COC picks around the conference. We're going to be taking a look and see who we think is going to win each game. So far in the year, I'm 4-1. Aiden's 5-0 in his picks. What do you got, Aiden?
So the first game we're going to look at is Republic at Ozark. And by the time you guys see this, the game's already going to be over. You guys already know who won. But we're going to put our predictions in now as we're filming this on a Wednesday. So I have Republic winning 28-20. Such a good team. Ozark's on the rise up, but Republic takes it.
And I think Republic has a lot of momentum going into this game. They just beat Carthage at home in a close one. I say it's going to be a 2-score game, and they're going to be winning 35-21. But, I mean, Republic has no reason to lose this game. They have all the momentum going in and being one of the better teams in the conference.
Next game we're looking at is Branson at Carthage, and Carthage, such a good team. They put that game way closer than I thought it was going to be with Public. They proved me wrong way more. I mean, I thought they were a good team, but I just didn't think they were good enough to be that close with Republic. But they proved us wrong, so I'm going to go Carthage 45-14 in that game.
I'm going to go Carthage on this one too. They're at home against Branson, but I think it is going to be a bigger blowout than that. I'm going to go 52-7 on the score for that one.
The next game, we got Carl Junction at Webb City. Webb City coming off a loss. They have vengeance. They need this win to get their season rolling. They want to blow them out. They want to do that to everyone, but this week especially, just because they are so mad after that close win. And I think that their offense is going to come out swinging and come out scoring so much. I have Webb winning 45-17.
I also have Webb winning this game. I mean, they're definitely going to be coming in with a chip on their shoulder, but they get to play in front of their hometown team or home crowd fans. I'm going to say that one's going to end 45-10.
Now we're going to head to Joplin for Willard at Joplin. Joplin looked really, really good last week, so I'm going to take Joplin 49-7.
I'm also going to take Joplin, but I'm going to be taking them 45-10.
And now we're going to look to the game everyone's here for, Nixa at Neosho. Nixa offense didn't look too good. I think the same way with Webb City. I mean, they won the game, but it probably wasn't how they wanted to. I think their offense is going to come out scoring a lot of points. I had Nixa winning 42-14.
And I think the Nixa defense is going to come out looking really good, especially since the way that the secondary has looked against Neosho as a team who did pass the ball a lot in week 1. I'm going to go 45-7.
Alrighty, so our picks are in. We'll update you guys next week on our records. It's about game time. See you guys there.
And welcome back to Neosho, Missouri. It's 28-17 here for your Nixa Eagles. They lead going into the third quarter. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Hey, Hop, how we doing?
Doing good. This is a good game, 26-17. Neosho put it close to end off the half. Nixa gets the ball to start off this half. And I think one thing we need to continue doing is we need to keep feeding that running back room. Our pass game looks good, but that running game hasn't been stopped yet. Dylan Rivera, Malachi Brewer absolutely going crazy in that running game. And so I just feel like that's what we have to keep doing is keep feeding the running game until Neosho finds a way to stop it.
And, you know, one thing I think that we should definitely do is also with all this run game, we've seen it a couple times, lean more into the play action. I mean, definitely – it would definitely open up the field way more, give you way more opportunities. But when you use the run game that much, all of a sudden the linebackers and the safeties, they move up a little bit more than they're supposed to. And if they bite one too many times, all it takes is one play action play and one good route by. Really any receiver on this receiving core for the Eagles. And all of a sudden you're celebrating in the end zone. So definitely something I think the Eagles should definitely lean into a little bit more. Defensively, they've been playing pretty good. They've had a couple of penalties not go their way, a couple of penalties that I haven't necessarily agreed with, but nonetheless, they're still up 9. They're still up 2 scores. So regardless, whatever way you see what's happened on either way, you're still winning. So you take your wins when you can.
Yeah, Neosho has to get some stops. They haven't been doing that well. So that's the number one thing is getting stops. And once they get those stops, they have to execute and score off of them because getting stops and then not scoring doesn't help them at all. So they're going to have to lock down on defense, and I think Nixa is woken up now. They're like, okay, this game's actually closer than we thought it would be. Everyone goes into a Neosho game with the mindset, this is a bye week, but this is such a good team. They're well coached. They have good play calls. This is such a good team, and they're showing that right now. And they're trying to prove to the COC that we are here, we are eligible to beat you guys, and you guys need to take us seriously. And I think that's what Nixa is doing right now. They're like, okay, we need to lock in, we need to take this seriously, and we need to finish off this game like it should be taken care of.
And unfortunately for Neosho, they're in such a competitive conference. The COC, one of the best in the state, and definitely in Southwest Missouri. I mean, you got You got guys running for districts and can even make state runs down the stretch. Here in this conference, teams like Webb who've been doing it for 3 decades and still trying to do it. You got teams like Carthage who have won state titles in recent history. You got Republic, who has recently been on a really good stretch of football. Nixa, who's been really, really good ever since bringing in John Perry. I mean, you got a lot of really, really good teams in this conference. So if you're Neosho, I mean, this is a team where you look at the records from the past and it looks like they're not a good team. This is a team that can go compete against any team in the state. We've seen it before. They are competing right now. This game is close, and right now they're only 1 score away from making this a 1 or 2 point game. The scoring's going to look really weird though in a minute, because after both teams, well, we had 1 missed extra point on both sides actually. It wasn't
one miss for Nixa and also a block for Nixa, so they've missed 2 extra points, and then we've made 2. It's just been all over the place.
And you know what? I like all over the place. Makes it fun to call. It makes it fun to watch.
Yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half action is about to be underway. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside Aiden Hopkins. Hey, Hob, second half is underway. Kick downfield going to be received at the 10-yard line. That's going to be Michelle. Going to creep up, then burst upfield, and ooh! Penalty. Looks like Friday Night Smackdown out there.
Number 10, you just celebrated, but you also just got a flag. So that's going to be a clipping.
Oh, for sure.
On Neosho.
Picked him. Oh, looked like he just absolutely obliterated him.
So they're going to add some yardage onto that return. Wait, what?
Walk in the back, Nixa.
Oh, I thought that was clipping.
I would have figured that was, I mean.
He made Rylan Michelle do a front flip.
All it takes a couple of Looney Tunes FX and whee is what it looked like right there.
Yeah.
I did not see him block in the back. But nonetheless,
interesting.
The refs make their calls.
That's the word. That's the word I'm going to use for referees tonight. Is interesting. I think that's the word.
I think you can describe a lot of this game as interesting.
I think everything around the COC right now is the word interesting.
That's so far the slogan of the year for COC for this COC conference. Interesting.
28-21 Webb City and Carl Junction. Let's take a look at Branson's score here. Branson 28-7 against Carthage.
Wow.
Branson is up 28-7.
Handoff for Burrow. Going to try and feed him like they have the entire first half, and he gets another first.
He's averaging 8 yards, 9 yards of carry.
And when he gets the ball, chain gain, you might as well start walking, because Burrow is putting this ball down the field. Putting the offense on the back to start the half. He's just coming out saying, give me the ball. I mean, just like I say at Top Golf, let the big dog eat.
I can't focus. 28-7, Branson leading Carthage.
He is just in shock. Another handoff up the middle to Ribera. Look at the O-line shoving him up the field. 2 carries, 2 first downs to start the half for number 5 in white. Move the chains. Have yourself a day, young fella. Later when Aiden posts the player of the game poll, I think we already know one of the names on that list.
100%.
Handoff again. Again gets all the way up. 3 handoffs, 3 first downs. I mean, this is just laughable at this point. This is just cheat code. I mean, if you're Neosho, you might as well put a linebacker and try and blitz him up a gap at this point. I mean, he's getting through the D-line with ease. And now they're going to take him off and put Malachi Ryder in. Or Burr is no longer on. 2 tight ends shift out left. And handoff. Ryder. And Ryder says, I want a piece of the action too. He won't get a first, but 9 on the carry.
I think our running back room is probably averaging about 12 yards a carry right now.
It's definitely getting close to there. I mean, they're just running right over this D-line, steamrolling them, if you will. Another handoff, Ryder, and this is the first one that doesn't go for more than 5 yards. But it's still a first down. The Eagles have yet to throw the ball. Huber is just, I mean, it's pretty easy as a quarterback to just hand the ball off to the guy behind you and let him work. That O-line, though, is creating massive spaces for the running backs to get through. Ryder gets the play. He's moving upfield. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. Malachi Ryder. What a run right there from the transfer from Kentucky. 10:01 left, and the Eagles come out of the half and just said, nuh-uh. You had that momentum going in. I'm just going to go ahead and deflate all of the momentum that you had, drain the life out of the stadium, and that is what they did. Lifeless on our half of the stadium. Going for 2 here. Hand off to Ryder. And goes nowhere. Stopped behind the line. And there's a different trend than we saw that entire drive, but the Eagles still put 6 on the board, 32-17.
Minute 59-second drive there. Just beautiful job there by the Nixa run team, combined with Dylan Ribera, Malachi Ryder. So now, after that, we're going to do a senior spotlight for one of the QBs, the man Nate Huber. He's splitting the QB role with Drew Blevins right now, and he's doing amazing right now. And this QB room is just so fun to watch, but especially Nate Huber. And I just love to see him on. He does great things on the field. He's one of our best seniors we have.
Definitely a hard guy to bring down in the pocket. Not the easiest guy to get down on the ground if you're a D lineman, but also has a cannon of an arm. Can definitely bring it down, get the ball downfield, put it in front of a guy. And you know what? Definitely a great thing for a coach when not only if you have one great quarterback like Nate Huber, but you have another one next to him. Nate Huber was our senior spotlight. Comkey kicks the ball down the field. Received at the 15. Moving out right and wrapped up and thrown to the ground by number 7, Parker Mann. And now the Neosho offense coming onto the turf, and they really need to get something. I mean, the momentum and the life of the stadium was just drained out after that impressive display of the run game by the Eagles.
There was nothing. That was pretty much all Nixa that drive.
Hughes, play action, over the middle, caught. And that's not going to get a first, but he's going to move up to the 28. Tyrone Harris, and the junior is getting lots of the receiving work here for the Wildcats. Definitely been Hughes' favorite target all night. Handoff this time. Welsh is going to get the first all the way up to the 34. Denver Welsh gets up the field. And it's going to be 1st and 10. 9:27 left to go. Welch again, right side. Breaks to the outside, has a hole, and gets all the way up to midfield. 47 is where they're going to spot it. And now the Wildcats taking their turn, trying to move up the field quick. Their run game now starting to look better. Handoff, Welch again. And as I say that, he is swallowed up in the backfield. Number 48, Elijah Frazier. Wrapped him up and throws him to the ground.
It's a great job there. This Nixa Eagles defense, it's so tough. But Neosho has done a really good job breaking it down, and they scored more points than Webb City did against them. So this is very impressive to see from Neosho.
Handoff, Welch, right side, also goes nowhere.
I don't know what they talked about in the locker room, but it's working. It's definitely working.
I mean, a couple of really good plays for Neosho, but they just ran into a brick wall. And that brick wall consists of 11 players, and it's called the Nixa Eagles defense. 3rd and 11. For the Eagles. Hughes drops back, looking right to the sideline. And that one is incomplete. There was a flock of Eagles who get to the ball and knock it free. Falls out of bounds, incomplete. 4th down. There's a flag on the play. That's what our graphic says up. I don't know what there would be one on. Yep, here comes the white cap. That's a flag. I don't really know what it would be, though. Sportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles. So that's okay. That's one we don't know how to have a good judge of up here, because that was on the opposite side of the field, and obviously we're in the booth. I didn't see any like obscene gestures that would have made that unsportsmanlike conduct. Definitely could have been something a guy said after the play on the sideline. Could have been one of the guys in the field. That's one that's a little iffy for us to call up here. But Aiden, another costly penalty for these Eagles.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, so I can't comment on it, but just gotta limit the penalties here.
And that's what's been killing them all game. 32-17, 8:03. Eagles up. Welch, handoff. Takes it from Hughes and gets a little bit past the D-line, but after shaking off the D-end, doesn't get much after. He is going to get 5, though. Excuse me, 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And the Wildcats on the Nixa 35, trying to get in. Make this game closer, make it close again. Hughes rolls out left, looking down the field. He slings it, and incomplete. Parker, man, dove for it. Don't know if he got a hand on it. It might have looked like he did. Intended target, though, downfield. That was number 2, Cade Kammerer. And you know what? If that one's placed in the right spot, that was a little low on that one. It definitely could have been placed up by the chest, and that probably would have been complete. 3rd and 6. Big 3rd down. Wildcats need it. Eagles need a stop. Hughes drops back. Pressure in the pocket. Rolls out left. Looking. Doesn't see much. He's going to try and step back, make another play. Just gets rid of it. Play is complete, but, I mean, they're maybe going to get a yard or 2. Tyrone Harris makes the completion. Hughes showed a great job of scrambling, trying to make something up, but ultimately did not get much of anything. 4th and 5. And if you're Neosho, yep, I was going to say they're going to go for it. Trips outright. Try to get him to jump. Neosho wants the flag. They won't get it. And now Hughes trying to communicate to his sideline. Brandon Todd trying to communicate to his guys. 4 outright right now. And the snap's on the ground, rolls. Still able to get it. That one's caught on the sideline. Tyrone Harris. And that play was mainly out of panic. The snap was mishandled, but still make the play.
He's had more completions under pressure than I think he's had when not under pressure. He's been ridiculous under pressure. That's very impressive.
And off. And Denver Welch going to get 2, maybe 3 on that run. And I mean, what a play. Quinn Hughes, definitely one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the conference and really just around the area here in Southwest Missouri. Can definitely do it all on the field. And the equalizer for Neosho. Comeback route, caught. Harris makes a man miss. Makes another one miss. And he makes 2 men miss and gets all the way to the 10. Inside the red zone for the Wildcats. And Tyrone Harris taking the bulk of the receiving work. Welch gets the handoff, and he goes nowhere. Behind the line on the safety blitz.
Who else than Parker Mann? Parker Mann has been outstanding this year.
Definitely one of the best in that secondary for the Eagles. Great in coverage, but also he can lay the shoulder down and thump someone and even get a good tackle in the backfield off a blitz. Saw it there. Hughes, the 1-yard loss, hands off to Welch. Welch outside, Gets to the 6, steps out of bounds. Shoved the guy off. Tried to get some extra yards, but will be stopped at the 6. 3rd down. And you would expect Neosho probably to go for it in this close. What do you think, Aiden?
Yeah, I think so, just because of the game. And also, like I mentioned, if they keep doing this, it's great, but they have to get stops on defense. Otherwise, this means nothing. It's just a back-and-forth game. The defense is just broken down. They have to get stops. This is what is most important in the game. Yes, scoring is, but when you score, if you just let them score right after, this is also pointless. So they have to get stops on defense.
It's corny, but it stands true. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins championships. Hughes pitches outside Welch. And interesting play design there. Went for a pitch outside, but gets 2 to the 4. 4th and 4 with 4:54 left to go in the 3rd.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, sure is. I was making sure I didn't jumble over my words there. And they're going to go for it. 2 out right. Welch in the backfield. Hughes rolls out right. Looking. Antonelli giving chase. No good in the end zone. That one is broken up.
And with that,
by Randy Flint.
And with that change of possession, we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Taylor Dortilia.
Go this way so it doesn't look like I'm looking at the board. It's 3rd quarter here, 4 minutes, 34 seconds left on the clock. We got a pretty early touchdown in the 3rd quarter, and now we're about to go do it again. Back to you.
And welcome back. Thank you for that report, Taylor. And as we are back, what a play by the sophomore defensive back, Randy Flint. Makes a big play. Hughes throws for the end zone, incomplete. And with 4:34 left, the Eagles up 32-17 have a chance to try and make this, run away with it as we get close to the 4th quarter. If you're just tuning in, I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Hey, Hop. Or is this game ready? Is this getting close to do or die time for the Wildcats, or we not need to panic yet?
They have to get a stop here. They have to. If they go down 20, if they go down 22, there's no way they can come back.
And hands off to Rabura, and something that a little bit unseen today. Rabura does not get that big of a gain. Only gets 3. But, I mean, even as a 3-yard gain is still really good for a running back. 3 to 4 is right in that sweet spot of where you want to be. If you're averaging 8 or 9 like he is, I mean, no need to worry about those numbers, but that's where you want to be ideally. Hands off to him again. Gets around 3 again. Maybe 2, sets up a 3rd and 4. And the Neosho Wildcats D making some big plays against the run. However, you'll have to wonder what's going to happen here. They're going to let, looks like Drew Blevins in the pocket. And they're going to get him to jump. Discipline, that's one thing you have to control, especially in these types of situations. We're getting close to late game.
Neosho Sideline not happy with that call because they're like, why didn't you call that on Nixa earlier? And
that one was blatant though. Like all those, the Nixa ones were definitely a little arguable. I mean, a little bit of helmet crossed. That one definitely went over the line. 1st and 10. The Eagles, fresh set of downs. Play action. Huber down the middle of the field. That's caught. Vincent, 20, 10. Kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Nixa.
Wyatt Vincent again on that deep ball. He is outstanding.
And like we said in the senior spotlight, Huber can air it down the field, and there is a first-hand display of that arm strength. 3:20 left to go, 38-17.
Nixa's student section is going crazy right now. I don't know how the Sands haven't snapped from under them. They're just...
Ooh, handoff inside Rabura. 2-point conversion is good. And as we were saying earlier about the student section, the Dirty Birds, they always come out and support these Eagles. One of the best student sections in Southwest Missouri. They get loud for their Nixa Eagles, and they have plenty of reason to do that right now. up 40-17.
You know what's crazy to think about? This is about the same score that it was at halftime last year. Just shows how much this Neosho team has improved. And they've played so well this game. Like, scoreboard might not look like it, but they've played so well. And I'm just very impressed by their team this year.
They just have not been able to contain the big plays. That's really been how Nixa's been doing well in this game. It's been big plays down the field.
Yeah.
Been big passes like that to Vincent. Big runs. I mean, they've been able to handle the small ball well, but they cannot just contain the big plays deep. And it shows on the scoreboard. 3:20 left to go. Third quarter. 40-17. It's starting to look like a runaway. The Eagles trying to get away with this one, win, and make it 9 straight on the road. Takes the reception, and he's only going to get back up to the 25. The Eagles just swarmed him. Boston Patterson got nowhere on that one. And if you want to look back at the last time the Eagles lost a road game, you're going to have to look back to the 2021
Joplin
season. On the road, Joplin week 2. And ever since then, these Eagles have not lost. It will be, if they win tonight, it will be exactly 2 years Sunday since the Eagles have lost a road game. That's an impressive stat right there.
Crazy.
Hughes, hands off. Welch gets up to the 30, gets 6. I mean, if you're Neosho, I mean, yeah, good big play, but on first down, 6-yard runs are always nice if you're a coach, but when you're down this much, you need more than that. You got to get down the field because these Eagles strike, and you got to get down quick. Another wheel route, Welch, and that's worked a lot. Only gone to it 3 times, but he's fighting. He gets up to the 46. And yeah, definitely a play I'm surprised they haven't ran more. That wheel's been doing really well. Probably has gotten close to 50, 60 yards from the 3 of them. Trips out right. Hughes from the 46, takes it, drops back, looking. Pocket collapsing, he scrambles out. There's a flag in the backfield. That tackle is made, and another one right by the pile. There was one in the backfield, then one right next to the tackle. Looks like 2 penalties here.
I think we might see some offsetting penalties here, maybe.
Possibly. Could be a face mask on the tackle, but it was definitely a holding thrown by the Whitecap as a behind the Neosho line. Had to be one of those 2 if it's holding or blocking the back. But we definitely might see some offsetting here. Look at the Whitecap, see what he's going to say here on this one. Holding. Neosho. They offset. I honestly don't know what hand on the head means.
I thought that was an ineligible man downfield. That's what I thought that call. That's what I thought hand on the head meant.
It's on the defense, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering. I thought hand on the head was ineligible downfield. I don't know why they would point at Nixa for that.
Yeah, I don't think that would work on defense.
Definitely not.
Being downfield is how defense works. Don't really know what the play call was there, but they offset, so it doesn't matter. 1st and 10, like it never happened. Hughes looking towards the sideline. 2 out left. They've ran a screen out of this formation a lot, but I don't know if you want to throw it over there. Parker Mann's been wrapping it up over there. Handoff. Welch has a hole, but gets swarmed. Looked like he had space to move, and he gets hammered by a number of Eagles up to the 49. And right now, if you're Neosho, you got to move. It's not complete do or die yet, but it's time to move. Hughes over the middle. Oh, really close play right there. That was completed to number 1, Hudson Williams. But he's got to be careful because this Nixa secondary is starting to react just a little bit quicker and jump on these passes. That was dangerously close to a pick. 2 on each side, 1 in the backfield. Hughes takes a snap from the 49. Pocket collapsing, send an extra attacker, but no one in coverage on Hudson Williams as he's going to take it 2 yards away from the sticks. 1:40 left in the 3rd. And the Wildcats are moving down the field. 2nd and 2. Hughes. Hands off. Welch up the middle. He cut back in and gets to the 30. And that's going to be a Neosho first down. They're moving. 1:35 left. And they really need a score here on this drive. And I will say this because the possibility's in there. What are the odds we might? Is there a possibility to see an onside kick if they score here?
They have to. They are in do or die mode right now. They're down 23 points.
And Hughes rolling left, tries to get it to Tyrone Harris, but overthrows him. You stack 2 of Harris on top of each other, we probably would have caught it, but he was not able to jump up and grab that one. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Still says first in the chain game, though. Don't know what that's all about, but it's a handoff to Welch. Welch has a hole and was one defender away from probably getting in the end zone, but nonetheless gets 12 on the carry and up to the 18. Inside the red zone. Wildcats need this one. 1:04 left in the 3rd. And you're down 23. This is a big drive. Hughes, screen pass, out left. Harris goes nowhere. Gets a yard. But that screenplay has just not been working in the second half.
Yeah, and guess who? Guess who on that tackle? Parker Mann. He's been everywhere tonight.
Him and Spencer Ward really just get all over the field. And with both those guys in safety, they can both play as free or strong safety. And that is scary, having 2 safeties that can just flip like that depending on what they need to do. Hughes looks left to the sideline. Harris gets it. And he's going to lunge to get to the 10. One not able to get the first. It's going to be 3rd and short. But now the Wildcats are moving. That's going to take us to the end of the 3rd as time will expire. And we're going to take it to the sideline. Oh, step aside. I tried to reach your lips there on that one, and it did not work out. So we're going to step aside. And this break is brought to you by Air Services.
Get $75 off plumbing at airservicesheatac.com.
And welcome back to Neosho, Missouri. 12 more minutes of football left here in Week 2 action. Neosho opening up at home. They're in the red zone trying to get something to maybe get back into this game. From the 10, it's 3rd and 2. I mean, they're going to go for it regardless. You got 2 downs to get 2 yards. Quick pass, out right, stumbles a bit, and who else but Spencer Ward making the tackle. And that's going to be a loss. Backed up to the 13, it's 4th and 5. And if they don't get this here and the Eagles go down and score, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the nail in the coffin.
You know, I just now realized that Kevon Flint is playing defense right now. He's been on offense all year. I guess he's playing both sides of the ball tonight.
He's listed on their thing as a defensive back. And that pass over the middle. I was checking the roster to see it. But that slant over the middle is knocked away and incomplete. Oh, Randy and Kevon are right next to each other.
Yeah.
That is my fault.
It's kind of cool to see the kind of brother duo on the defense, with both on corners, Randy and Kevon, both great athletes, both dual sport with basketball, and it's really cool to see they both dominate on the court too. So really cool brother duo, both really nice guys, really great athletes.
And here comes a little bit of the Chicago sports fan in me. The Eagles right here trying to go down and score and put in the Chelsea dagger. I had to bring up my Chicago sports fandom every once in a while. And I will get a smile from a couple people watching. Blevins drops back, hands off, up the middle. That's Ryder. And I would honestly be surprised if they put Rivera back in. The Eagles are up big, up 23. About a minute has gone by. If the Eagles have a long drive here, I wouldn't be surprised if Rivera is done for the night.
Yeah, just to prevent re-aggravating that ankle, I think he's probably going to stick with him on the sideline. Probably, maybe not.
Motion. Fakes the jet sweep, handoff Ryder. Spin move, and he's going to get the first and more. Falling to the 31.
Dylan's falling around Perry, so maybe he wants to go in. We might see him again. No idea.
I know he wants to play. Every player wants to play, but if you're Perry, I wouldn't put him in. He's been playing great, especially off injury. You want to save him. You don't want to have a risk of re-injuring that ankle, especially with it being an ankle injury. As a running back, one thing can go wrong, and that injury is back up, and it can be worse than what it was the first time. Blevins, hands off Ryder. Ryder up to the 35. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Eagles.
All right, it's about that time. Eagles lead 40-17, so make your way to my Twitter. It's going to be Aiden Hopkins _ to vote for the player of the game. I mean, it's a junior mashup. You got 3 juniors, and I also put Malachi Ryder in there. Just so many good players tonight. It's going to be really hard to choose, but once again, my Twitter handle is Aiden Hopkins _ So it's to be AIDENHOPKINS _ And also, while you're at it, don't forget to follow your other commentator, Ryan Swanson. He's going to be Ryan Swanson 23. That's RYNESWANSON 23. I believe we also have a graphic. It's probably it's up right now. So go ahead and hit up my Twitter and vote for player of the game.
Blevins, shotgun. Oh, missed the snap over his head. Blevins try to make something out of that, but that's going to be a big loss. Going to be a 7-yard loss, it looks like, for the Eagles. One thing I also want to mention, I already said it once, but I got to say it again because these people do not get enough credit on these broadcasts. Thank you to everyone, of our camera operators, everyone in the truck, everyone who helped set everything up. Also, big thank you to Mr. Burns, because let's be real here, if he wasn't here, this broadcast would never function at all. So thank you to everyone working. As Blevins drops back, looks left, over to the right side of the field. That's caught. And Michelle, they said 2nd and 17. They said, we don't care. Move the chains. And if you're the Eagles, you can put this in cruise control. 8:52 left. You can go ahead and take your time. Waste as much clock as you can. Blevins, hands off Ryder. Ryder using his blockers as a wall. Gets hit from behind, but stays up and he got knocked down hard, though. That was from number 68. Aiden Daughtery, the senior defensive lineman, only standing in at 5'9", but he weighs in at 230, and he laid the thump on Ryder, which is not something you see often, especially with the type of running back Ryder is. 2nd and 1. Assuming they're going to run it the rest of the game. Ryder gets the first and more on the right side, cutting down the sideline, gets to the 20, and all the way to the 19. And Malachi Ryder getting down the field in the red zone, and they might tack on another 7. handoff. Ryder up the middle. I think he's going to get 4 on this one. Nate, I think you might have to change one of the MVP votings to the running back room. I mean, there is too many guys in that running back room who have done a lot. There have been 2 guys who have just been carrying this offense. Ryder and Rivera have both been doing their part. And this is scary if you're any other team right now in the conference to see how this running back room is operating. You got 2 guys that can do some damage.
Definitely.
And Rivera is back on the field. Handoff right side. Cuts back in. And he gets slammed into the ground. It looks about to be a yard short. 3rd and 1. For the Eagles. And Blevins to Rivera. Rivera left side. He's going to get to the 7. Almost had some room there to make a play. What gets the first down? 1st and goal. And looking ahead in the schedule for the Eagles, September 8th, here's a big one. At home against Carthage. That's September 8th. Make sure everyone here listening, if you can make it, is able to get there. After Carthage, we go on a little bit of a road trip. Branson, then to Joplin. Then we're going to be home for a little bit. Me and A will be on the call as Rivera gets to the 1. And we just need to take a moment. I don't know if anyone saw that. Did anyone just see Jackson Cantwell bully a kid almost out of the end zone?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, Coach might get mad at you, but that's when you look at him and said, that's the number 6 overall recruit in the class of 2026.
I don't think Perry would be mad about that at all.
I'm talking about Neosho's coach.
Oh, I see.
Rivera gets the handoff, and he walks in. Touchdown, Eagles.
His 2nd touchdown of the night. Beautiful. He's two touchdowns, a 2-point conversion. Welcome back, Dylan Rivera.
And yep, ladies and gentlemen, people in the Neosho stands are already starting to file out. See a couple people leaving the stands. It is lifeless on this side. But right now, the Dirty Birds are getting loud on that side of the field. They're going for 2. They don't want.
It's just salt in the wound at this point.
Perry said it's over when the whistle blows. Won't get anything out of it, as that one got stopped in the backfield.
Now, we're going to take a look at Neosho's upcoming schedule. This team may be 0-2 after this game, but this team has so much skill and talent, and they can definitely make a move in the COC. So what we're going to look at is that first game they had Willard, tough loss, 28-21. This game is going on.
Maybe we'll get the graphic up. But yeah, definite home opener, not the easiest to go against Nixa. That's the Eagle schedule. But definitely not easy to play Nixa. I mean, it was your home opener, but hey, you got to shake it off after this one. I mean, you win some, you lose some. There we go.
So this is
last year's schedule.
This is out of order.
Or it's
this is, I believe this is Web City's schedule.
That was what. Yep. So it looks like we don't have an updated schedule, unfortunately. So we were gonna get to it, but we do not have it. So that is a little unfortunate. But I mean, Neosho is still a team that can definitely pick up some wins down the road. And booted downfield, taken in at the 13, trying to move down the right side of the field, but is tackled at the 25. You know what? It's a good thing our kicker, our old kicker Caleb James, isn't here, because now no one has to worry about their car getting hit in the parking lot.
Once again, player of the game poll is still up until that clock hits 0, so follow me on Instagram and you'll see it there. It's Aiden Hopkins _ once again. If you guys want to throw that graphic right back up. And also, while you're on Twitter, make sure you follow Ryan. Actually, I don't know if I can call it. Can I still call it Twitter or X? I don't know.
It's X. It's X, Twitter. It's weird because when you try and send stuff like a link to someone, it still says through Twitter. So it's weird. X, Twitter. Don't really care what you call it. It's just the platform that that we use. We'll post updates on games, stories, and even live updates. I may or may not have forgotten about that one this week. We'll definitely get back on that one next week. So that is my bad to everyone at home, but we will be posting live updates on X or Twitter. 5:49 left, 46-17, and this game's just about over. And after the close one last week, now you're looking at a team that's looking more like the Eagles of last year, trying to find their groove, trying to go back home against Carthage with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, while we have the chance here, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to our crew. I'm going to name them off, tell them their positions. Like Ryan said, you can't see them.
Ooh, we got him.
You can't see them, you can't hear them, but you can sure appreciate them for what they're doing. It's the first thing we're going to look at is the man himself behind the TriCaster, Dalton Herring. He's doing a great job behind that. Kinsey Wilson, she's on wide shot. And Anya, her last name is here. She replaced someone else on wide shot. I believe
that's Autumn.
No, she didn't show up, so we had to switch her out.
Ah, okay.
And then on one of our field cameras, we have Jackie Coos and then Deacon Brown on the other one. We also have Wyatt Francis on our third field camera. Graphics specialist, the man himself. The three-peat on graphics, Bradley Rosati.
The man in the chair.
Yeah, he does great things there. We got Connor Knuth on replay, even though our replay is not working tonight because our TriCaster kind of reset on us yesterday, so we're trying to figure all that out. And then you've seen her multiple times. Taylor Dortilia, she's the Sideline reporter, and Eli Ziga on the PTZ camera. So shout out to our crew. They do great things. And, yeah, this is I love doing
I also want to give a shout out to the man, the only reason this stream ever actually runs, because if it was handed to the 16 of us high schoolers, it would never get run, and that is Jordan Burns. Burns, thank you for helping us run this, because half of it would have been broken and half of it would have been in the wrong spot. So thank you, Jordan Burns, the man who spends hours making sure that this runs. Thank you, and thank you to the rest of our crew. Hughes in the backfield, drops back, looking for a play. Henniger. Oh, that's 90. Read that one wrong. Good job. I can read numbers, hopefully. That one's actually going to be made by number 90, Adam Jadeka.
Adam
Jedlick? Yeah, that's one I can't say.
They call him Jedi. It sure is a mouthful.
Yeah, that one is a hard one to say. I should know how to say them because my name is hard to say itself, but I definitely will mess up a couple of times.
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh, if you say Ryan one more time, I have to throw that headset off your head. I'll have to go grab a man who I know well who's actually here tonight, running around doing some film stuff. Nate Perger is actually here in attendance. Hopefully we'll get him on the mic later in the year. And they're going to hand this one off to Kevon Lewis. A man that no one in the COC wants to tackle. If you've watched any film on him, you know why. Another man in this great running back room for the Eagles. Very rare combination of size and speed with a whole lot of power to follow both of those. 2nd and 5. Lewis trying to punch his way in. He won 6 of his own. Trying to put a 50 burger on Neosho. 4:26. Yep, if you're Nixa, you might as well just let the play clock drip away. Let the clock melt. Because you are going to be going home 2-0. Yep, that's pretty much what they're doing. 13 on the play clock. Handoff, Lewis. That one goes nowhere. Met at the line and thrown backwards 2 yards. I'm going to take it to Aiden to look at the other 2 COC games around the area.
Carl Junction at Webb City. Webb City leads 40-21, like I mentioned. Only scored seven points last week in their game against Nixa, and they wanted their offense to pop off. So 40-21, they lead Carl Junction in the 4th quarter. And now the game I've been staring at for it feels like all game, trying to wrap my head around it. 28-14, Branson leads Carthage, and I think that game's probably out of reach at this point because they've been in the 4th quarter for a long time. So I'm going to say that Branson has upset Carthage, and that shakes the COC.
Shakes the COC, and also shakes our bet you are no longer undefeated.
Yes.
Unfortunately. I mean, we both bet Carthage, so I'm down to 2 losses on the year. So you're still beating me, but that's definitely one none of us saw coming. And also one thing I want to mention, as Lewis gets the handoff, almost gets in, we have a change in at quarterback. Right now, number 18, the sophomore, Maddox Gibson, is in at quarterback. He is the man behind both Drew and Nate. He's going to be the future of the quarterback room for the Eagles next year. That'll be a year that Aiden, you'll be calling. I unfortunately will not be here for.
What game?
Maddox calling, being quarterback.
Oh.
No, I'm going to be here all the games.
I was so confused. I was looking down, and all I heard was not going to be here for that one. I was like, what?
Surprise, I'm done. This is my last game. Just kidding. I'm going to be here every single Friday, because where else are you going to be?
Who was that on the carry?
I don't know, but for Kevon Lewis, the place he will not be is out. Or that's not even Kevon. I cannot read numbers tonight. For Baron Johnson, the one place he will not be is out of the backfield, because he was swallowed up back there. Would have been a nice segue if I didn't fumble the numbers. .208 left. And yep, this one is going. This one's been over for a while, but I think we can make it very official now.
And the people have spoken. Player of the game for the Nixa Eagles. 2 touchdowns on the night. I'd say probably about 110 yards on receiving. Number 0, the junior, Wyatt Vincent. He had 2 big plays that just were ridiculous, but both were just beautiful balls.
I do have to do this because I've been waiting so long for this to happen because, well, it's just me. There is someone out there on the field right now wearing number 86. I have to shout him out because that is my twin brother, Tyler Swanson. It had to happen. You said something earlier about Kevon and Randy, and I wanted to say something. There's a big hit right there. But I had to shout him out, and honestly, every time he's on the field, I'm probably going to, just so you're ready for that one. And off, right side. And there's a tackle there as the clock is melting away. The fans are packing up. And the Dirty Birds out there are probably getting ready to go nuts when that clock reads 000. I will say the band has been very entertaining on this side of the field. They were doing a roller coaster earlier for Neosho. They've been very entertaining.
Definitely.
Clock drips away, 41. And that's week 2 in the books.
Oh. Didn't know where he was there and just ran right to his coach on the sideline.
That would not be good if you truck your coach. That's going to be a lot of gassers and maybe quarters. Who knows, but definitely don't want to run over your coach. I've done it before in basketball. I can tell you, it's not the best experience. Pump fake. And that ball went on the ground and probably hit a snail. Don't really know what happened there. Almost got Tyler Swanson with the effort, diving for it. Love the effort, Ty. Ball is probably about 3 yards away, but I do love the effort. And that's going to be turnover on downs, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, we've been so busy reading off stuff, I completely forgot what down it was. And there's probably I was going to assume a knee or a run. They're going to give it to Kevon Lewis, and he's going to fall down, and that will be the last play of this contest. Now we can make it official. The Nixa Eagles move to 2-0. Wow, and here's an interesting one. West Plains is beating Glendale 21-5. First of all, when have you seen 5 points on a scoreboard?
In a football game, a while.
I'm thinking, I can't remember the last time that happened. That's a safety and a field goal. Especially the last of the fourth quarter. Triple zeros on the board. The Dirty Birds are going nuts, and the Eagles are going to go home happy. 2-0 on the year. Neosho drops to 0-2. They lose the home opener, but the Eagles get to go back home and take on one of the 4 Tigers in the conference. It will be the Tigers in blue. It will be the Carthage Tigers. Well, everyone, that is just about it. Aiden, you got anything else to say?
The COC standings are going to be absolutely in shambles because Branson and beat Carthage.
Whatever predictions you had at the start of the year, they're out the window, just like my March Madness bracket after round 1.
You know what's funny is the coach for Branson was at Ozark last year, and they just couldn't get it done. So was the problem him at Ozark? That's what I'm trying. This is just.
Are they running the same system out there? Like, are they still running? Is he still running that triple option? That would be interesting.
I have no idea.
Because if he is, maybe it was maybe just didn't have the personnel. Who knows?
Well, okay. There's still 3 minutes 15 seconds in the fourth quarter, so it's not officially over, but
officially,
they're down 14. It's gonna be really hard, but I just don't understand it. It's just. I'm happy for Branson. It's good. So.
And Branson's definitely a team that definitely has some light in them, has some good players on their team, and beating Carthage is huge, especially considering the fact if you rewind the clock, was it 5 years ago? They want a state title.
Yeah, this is definitely a surprise for everyone in the COC, but I mean, I love to see a good old upset, and I love to see good old Nixa win as well.
Yep, it's been a good night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it up here in the booth and for the broadcast. Make sure you tune in on September 8th, next Friday night. Eagles at the Palace taking on the Carthage Tigers, trying to continue to slay the 3-headed beast out west. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you. I'm Ryan Swanson.
I'm Aiden Hopkins, and also we are going to have a player of the game interview, Wyatt Vincent. He'll be the player of the game with Taylor. You'll see that in a second.
And we'll cut off right now, so we're just going to go over it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
Now your HVAC is good to go.
Yeah, mine is not good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah, I really thought I nailed it. Am I gonna end up paying extra for this?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
So you got any tips for an aspiring home repair pro?
You called Air Services. That was the right move for sure.
AC Diagnostic for only $73. Visit airservicesheatac.com.
I've got 3 meetings, 4 time zones. First one starts. 60 seconds. Can you fix my power situation?
At Air Services, we are fully trained and qualified. guarantee.
Well, your quote's good, but what am I really gonna pay?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
And you stand behind your work?
You're getting the highest quality work, and that's a guarantee.
Any tips?
Yeah. Just picture them in their underwear.
Save $50 on electrical services at airservicesheatac.com.
Sorry, I'm busy with a half-baked idea. Do you think you can fix the drain?
Yes, Air Services does the highest quality work guaranteed.
I got your quote. Any surprises in the mix?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
Are you a good egg?
Sure, I'm highly trained and fully qualified.
Would you like a snack while you work?
I think I'm good.
Get $75 off plumbing at airservicesheatac.com.